If I'm not okay with it, oh well, just
Right.
you got to go.
I ain't gonna lie, I had three. I was like, I said, wait a minute.
You're going live.
But yeah, send me over that.
Here, I'll do it right
That
now.
info
His
for her.
information. Yeah, because they said like, and
That's
that's
not
crazy.
bad. And
Because
you
I've
heard
been in
of
my
Ratchet
life.
Fest?
No.
See, we was doing we got one of our clients that does Ratchet Fest, so they still trying to maneuver it this year. To
Greg Bugsy Morning Show.
Down to 25, like
Brought to you by bangers.com.
so that you can still do it.
Okay, cool. Because of the whole.
Yeah, because of the whole COVID thing, so they're gonna break it down. So they're gonna set out times and performances, so that way if you want to see a certain performance,
You can just
come
go
at
for that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
they setting up vendors and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, she should get because the girl sent me the information for here. I'm gonna make sure I send you his number, but it's she need to be on it. Like this is the time, like for business.
Yeah, and it's 75, so yeah, I could.
Yeah, that ain't nothing.
That's not-
Shout out to the app gang.
Right. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, very special guest.
You just gonna come up with good morning. Who you trying to get? Who you trying to get?
Yeah.
You don't hear me?
Sheeping. No, I was just making sure y'all speaking to the mic. We got Z in here. Yeah, for the radio listeners.
Yes.
We got very special guest. Brought some tasty treats by on a throwback Thursday.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Why don't you let us know about yourself and your company?
All right, my name is Zakia Hawkins, and I'm from York, Pennsylvania. And I just decided one day, like, how can I make some more money? How can I make some extra money? And I was like, I like being a little extra with everything. I like the glitz and the glam. So what I did I'm like, everybody like strawberries. Everybody like chocolate covered strawberries. So I just did my thing, and it went up.
Look, y'all, these things look. And let me tell you, I had some yesterday. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell y'all how good these things was. No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. That's my daughter.
And y'all got the
I literally
get the cheesecake filled. We got cheesecake filled.
Yes, I told Nisha, I said, tell her surprise me, but I literally split one strawberry between 3 kids because I did not want to share. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I tasted it and I was like, no. Look, can you see?
She's trying to get the camera on it.
I'm trying to get the camera so the camera can see. Can y'all see them? Listen, dripped and dips by Z. You got to get y'all something. I'm trying to tell you. And then she got the cheesecake filled. She got the pretzels.
I do mini cheesecakes, large cheesecakes. Actually, I do pineapples, mangoes, bananas.
I saw the mango and I was like,
we get them decked out. We dip them in the chocolate, get the gold on them.
Yes, I need to try out the mango because I love mangoes.
Yeah, and
I
at
love
this
mangoes.
point too, I'm taking if somebody got some because I had somebody reach out to me like, do you do apples? If there's something that you want me to do or you think it's a good idea, shoot it to me. I get you a price. Go and try it out.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's always great to do something new and get the feedback to see how it's gonna work.
Yeah, because like I said, majority, and it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, how's this taste?" How's I say something like, "Listen, to be honest with you, I really don't taste a lot of the stuff because I'm just so busy, dipping and dipping. You going. So I just like you want to ask, you gotta ask the customers. Customers tell you.
And if the customers is coming, then obviously they good. So I feel you. That's what's up. That's great. So you said you started just by looking for making any more money and everything.
Yeah, because originally I was gonna go back to grad school, but just still up in the air. It's no, definite no anymore, anything like that. But I work out at I'm like a charter school full time, working with the students there, and I also coach the boys basketball team there as well. So I was just like, let
me send my son over there.
So I'm like, what's a way? That I can make extra money and also, do something because I'm even considering doing like some nonprofit stuff and certain amount of proceeds from my business, go to, back into my boys, you know what I'm saying? So, because I've even throw it out there a little bit, even considering making a skills camp. I've been in touch with some other people actually out in your area, northeastern area, is in regards to doing stuff like that. So,
oh yeah,
that was like, and this is another thing, like, that helped me get in touch with people. I find people and networking and stuff like that because, that's the key, especially when it comes to this business stuff. You gotta be able to talk to people, know people and stuff like that. So,
yeah. He used to throw me out there.
Did he? Just
He's
like,
he's a
boom.
big he's a big networker. Like it used to, if we would like, go out somewhere doing something business, and he'd just spin over and network with somebody. Like we went to the bar,
Mhm.
and it just he networking. We got a little thing with them. So it's great though that for you to
Shout out to
what I'm saying,
Destination
just turn
Dubai.
around and just do this. You know what I'm saying? Just thought of like, because everybody love fruit.
And the crazy
So you
part
should throw some
is,
chocolate on that.
yeah, the crazy part is like I got a homeboy, Rod, and he was into the business stuff too. So I'm like, I don't know anything at this point. I didn't know anything about business, so
Right.
I'm just like, dang, like that sounds like a good idea, but is it really gonna work? Is people really gonna buy them?
Right.
So I'm like, let me go home and run this by him. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to make some extra money, but I really ain't trying to get back into serving and stuff like that. You think I can make my own business? And he like, dang, well, what you trying to do? And I'm like, I'm thinking about selling chocolate covered strawberries. He like, you either dumb or you stupid. You think that's gonna work? Because I'm telling you right now, and I ain't buying just because I'm your friend. I'm buying because I want some chocolate covered strawberries.
Yes.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me do this. So I do it. And at the time, we were still in school. Basketball season was still going, so I'm busy still. But I'm like, let me just try to see
You
how
play
I go.
basketball?
I did in high school.
What position you play?
I played center and a little bit forward because I had broke my leg, and when I broke my leg, they just had me in there shooting.
How'd you break your leg?
I originally went to charter schools my entire life. 1 year, I decided to go to VOTEC, the technical school they got out here.
Yes.
And we didn't have sports at the charter school, so you only could play for the high in the sports that they had. So I was only playing basketball and band. So I'm like, I get out there, I'm like, oh, they got paddleball football, they got all this other stuff. Like, I'm trying to do everything. Man, I took my behind out there playing paddleball football, and it was like, you can't wear cleats. I'm running on the turf. This girl come running down at me. I'm like, oh no. I tried to do a quick turn. My leg was like, boom.
Oh,
It was done for. And it was crazy because when I had this, my right one, and I was in like a cast, a boot, for like a whole year. And the crazy part is the team, like when I switched schools, the coach had came to me and was like, listen, we need you on the team. Now, we need you on the team or whatever. And I'm like, I broke my leg though. He like, nah, don't even worry about that. We gonna get you a trainer. We already spoke to your doctors. I ended up getting the playoff in a playoff or whatever, but like
that's good.
it messed me up a little bit because at that point I found out I like basketball more than I thought I did. And then when I got into college, I did ROTC. My godfather tried to talk me in, and he's like, "Why don't you just walk on and play for Morgan? Like, I know you good. Like, I know you got the skill set." But I was still messed up in the head about the fact that I just broke my leg a week before trials. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I ended up having to get surgery on it because from the break they kind of found out that I had a McCartish in my ankle. So yeah, I was going through it for that entire year, and I was like, I don't want to keep putting myself. I didn't want to accept that, and then. Because I'm thinking, oh, my leg gonna heal. I'm gonna be able to go back and play ball. That's what the doctor's telling me. I'm going back. I'm still having complications. Now you need surgery. So I was like, that was just a lot emotionally and a physical strain. So I just, stepped back from that, got into different things, stayed in the fitness. And then, I never thought I was going to do something with basketball again. And my godfather came to me like, listen, we need a coach. I understand they boys, but a coach is a coach.
Yeah.
And we went all the way to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We lost in the playoffs to.
What team was that?
Well, we were the Lincoln Lions, but we lost to. It was a Manchester team. They coach. The coach was Tavon Stewart, I believe his name is. Real good guy. And he approached me and was like, listen, like, you the only team that gave us pressure this whole season. I'm talking about they blew everybody out. I'm talking about like 24-0. And these is third and fourth graders.
That's crazy.
So, we was playing them and it was like neck and neck, boom, boom, boom. And the crazy part is we was playing out here at this school. The playoffs was actually out here in Northeastern.
So you was coaching while you was in college? You was coaching
I was coaching after I finished school. So like right now, I just
you went to Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And then
not from Morgan. I transferred back to York College. So that's a private school at York, and I graduated from there. But my
mother graduated from Morgan.
Okay, yeah, my godfather's from out there. He's Baltimore, and that's where he graduated. He got his master's and everything out there. Him and my godmom.
My white mother graduated from an HBCU.
Really?
Isn't that just trips me out, yo? My white mother graduated from an HBCU.
And like that's what I would be telling people. Like my little sister was looking into going to college, and at first she was like, "No, I'm gonna go to this, da 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 da." And then she's like, "Well, how you feel about going to a HBCU?" And I said, "Listen, do it." I said, I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, I'm not going to a black school because I went to a charter school, and we was at the charter
That's
school.
it.
It was all black kids, all
Mhm.
black and Hispanic kids. You know, I'm like, I've been around black people my whole life. I want to venture out and see some diversity. Then that's the best kind of diversity you're gonna get is going to an HBCU because not only is you just used to, you know, with the charter school, I'm used to being around the black people in the city, black people in the hood. You go to a HBCU, you got people from Africa, people from India. You know, it's people of color, but these people from a farther, you know, they're not just from the city or you know from around the block. So that's a good thing too, you know. So I was like, if you got a chance to get into the HBCU, you better do it.
Take it.
She gonna, I think she signed in, she locked in with Lincoln.
Okay.
So you were in school, high school or college when you started, because you said you started.
Oh,
You had the idea
no,
while you
this
was in
was
school.
recent. No, this was recent. I work at a school, so I work at Lincoln Charter School.
You said you was talking to the guy. Something you said you was when you was in school. You started putting brainstorm together. Or something.
So not just yet. So originally, what my plan was is I went to college, right, and I graduated, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a job working in the field that I want to work in.
What was your major?
Sociology.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm gonna be doing research, you know, or I ended up taking an intelligence class my last semester, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna work for the government. I'm gonna get, you know, I can get in, you know, I get in good, put in my work, I'll be straight. But you know, I applied for my job just like everybody else did. Ain't none come back. So my godfather, like, you know, we hiring up at the school. If you, it's a position you can, you know, you can get in, you know, get in. I applied, you know, interview, I get in, and I'm there, I'm teaching, you know, at the school. And then that's when he was like, you know, hey, we need a coach. You need a basketball coach. You're the only person I know that know ball that I trust, you know, to put these boys into. So then that's when after I started coaching the basketball team, I graduated back in May 2019 from college. But after I finished that and I'm in the school teaching, coaching basketball, that's when I'm like, dang, how can I make some more money? And actually, Shawnee probably know the boy Rod. I don't know if Ty do, but I'm pretty sure Shawnee do because we had all worked at Cheddar's together. And he out there still
Probably
serving.
my salmon.
Yeah, probably.
Let me tell you something. That boy, oh my Lord.
Yeah, so and he's real, like he came up here, you know, and he started doing his business ventures and stuff like that. So I've been in touch with him about that. But then I had met somebody else who really into the game. He really know his business and stuff like that. So he kind of was helping me out too. I was saying originally when I first thought about the idea, I'm like talking to my homeboy Rod. I'm like, man, you think strawberry? He's like, what? I know they gonna sell. So I did it. I was like, the only thing I can do at this point is do it and see how it goes. And I'm kind of glad I did because, you know, not to say, you know, I'm always going to support everybody. Anybody that's doing something, you know, these small business, because I know how it is, you know.
Right,
but everybody is doing them, but I don't feel like people getting hit back, you know, kick back like me. People like, dang, how you do your designs? I'm like, girl, there ain't nothing to it. Like, YouTube that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to help put everybody else on, but my friend like, now you see that, right? You did strawberry. You're the only one I know that got dripped and dipped strawberry. You know what I'm saying? You done filed your LLCs. You got the glitter on them. You know, people like, yo, I have people all the time. They're like, man, you're so pretty. I don't even want to eat them.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because when I cut it yesterday, the chocolate, I said, I think I did with your leg because it felt, I said, put the strawberry bag on top of it. And she looked at me like, I said, you gotta put the strawberry bag on top. You gotta eat it together. She looked at me like, I said, come on. And she did. It's a difference. Like you can't eat it separately. You gotta put it together. Because I was when it cut, the chocolate fell. I was like, no, you gotta put it back on top. She looked. Put it back on top. Then you eat it.
Yeah, like I feel like it also gives me a way to express my creative outlet too. Because like I said, if you know me when I was little, I could draw my behind off, draw, paint. And I even dabble in it now. And as I got older, I did more charcoal work. But just how my family raised me, they always raised me to do what I like, do what I love. But my mom was always on me like, you know, unless you want to take that leap of faith, make sure you do something where you got a safety net. So that's why I kind of took, you know, but let me do something, you know, more based around the people versus then, you know, going off to art school or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I trust myself? Yes. But you want to make sure you got that safety net.
And it's good. I'm glad because I'm a big strawberry person. Mm-hmm. And I always order from Shari's Burns. Because they're, you know what I'm saying? But because I'm like, I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? And I can get real quick. And I'm just, you know, and Shari's Burns, they're not cheap.
See, and that's another thing. Like, I don't, my prices is not bad. And that's why I took it, you know, like, you know, people pay like $50-$60 for edible arrangements.
What's your prices like?
So you can get if you if you don't want a big sweet tooth, you can get 3 jumbo strawberries for $5, but we can do it 6 for 10 or 12 for 20. And then you can add on the toppings. If you want to do large orders, which I do take that, I sit down and adjust the price for you, but I do it based off of how many dozens you get. But like you said, like I was thinking, like people pay $50-$60 for edible arrangements, and you only getting probably like 10 little pieces of fruit. You know what I'm saying? And half of it is this, half of it ain't. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't.
It's not always sweet. I definitely choose Shari's Berries over edible arrangements. But they don't. Oh, they just kind of focus on just strawberries.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I did too. But people was asking me like, "But do you do other fruit?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, I don't really know the logistics and the breakdown of how edible arrangements do their fruit or where they get their fruit from. But I'm a big, health person. I love fruit. I eat fruit all day, every day. So I'm like, it ain't like I don't know how to cut the fruit up. And the best thing to do is sell fresh fruit.
Right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
where you get your fruit from?
Right now at the moment I go to like a Walmart or a Giants, but I'm in the process of getting in touch with the orchards. So instead of me going and buying cases of strawberry and picking through which ones the jumbo ones, I'm trying to be like, hey, I need 167 jumbo strawberries. All right, boom, you can come pick them right now. Or boom, we already got them picked for you because we know what you like. So that's what I'm in the process of doing right now, is reaching out to the orchards and seeing, who got the best, the best deal.
Right.
And then, like I said, with the bonus, with some of the orchards, you can go hand pick them yourself. So I can go grab all the jumbo ones. You know what I'm saying? So that's.
And it's an orchard right up there by us.
What's the name of the orchard by y'all?
I don't know, but they're doing strawberries this weekend, aren't they?
But see, the good thing is strawberries bloom late this year.
Okay.
So I got a little bit longer, time frame than I normally would have. Because normally I think they more so in the spring area. Don't quote me on this. But I was having a conversation with a lady the other day when I was out buying chocolate, and she was like, yeah, my strawberry patch taking a little bit longer to, but I heard, strawberries is blooming late. So I'm like, oh, that's good for me. I'm having some fresh strawberries, longer than I, thought I would, because that's what I was going to do, like seasonal fruits. And I'm also considering like some raspberries, blackberries, cherries.
What about pineapples?
I do pineapples.
Pineapples,
mangoes, bananas.
My daughter would love some mangoes too.
Yeah. I want to try the mango. I didn't even think about it.
It's all on my page. I just posted some new stuff, mangoes and pineapples and stuff on there, because like I said, it's fun to me, because like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna be creative no matter what. People are like, you can dip that, and like when I think about it at first, I'm like, I don't even think about that. So when people are like, oh, you think you can do this, you can do that, yeah, whatever, boom, dip that, do them up, spray them, put my paint on them, drizzle them, and people are like, dang, yo, these bangs. So
have you got any requests to do like infused stuff, alcohol infused, or
yes, I have
marijuana infused?
Yes, I have for both. It's like I want to do it, but you got to be careful around the legality of it. So I'm not sure if you have to have a liquor license to do the infused ones, or because then it goes to a matter of, even if you know somebody that has a liquor license, if you operate underneath them, I think you can work like that. But then that's a.
So I like how your mind think though. Let me cross my T's and dot my I's before I go.
Yeah.
Yo, I got some alcohol infused pineapples, and then
somebody
ATF kick you doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, I ain't like I'm. I got a lot. I got a lot that I can ruin if I do that. So you got to think things through. It's not like it's not like I don't want to do it. That's just I gotta make sure I go about it the right way. And then
that's the key. That's the key.
That's smart.
Yep. And then
especially with this Buy Black movement.
Yeah.
Take our time and go.
Just go, because
right
people
way.
assume we not gonna go about things the right way because of who we are.
Right. They already say, and they think it's not legal. Or she just
Mhm.
doing it. Or they probably wouldn't even think like.
Listen, they'll shut you down if you don't even got your LLC.
Yes.
So why do you think when that was the first thing somebody told me, get your LLCs? You know what I'm saying? Because my peoples was telling me, if you don't have that, they'll call, yo, this lady up here selling fruit and stuff at her house. I know she ain't licensed. The people come in there, okay, well, they say you selling so-and-so. You got a license? Well, no. Well, you got to shut it down. And then you can't even go back and get it. Because now they're like, well, you operating illegally
Flag to
already.
operation.
Right.
What? So that's why I was like, let me go ahead and get this paperwork. It ain't nothing. Pay your 125 one time. Do your taxes every year.
Mhm.
You go. And it's something so simple, like 5 minutes to fill out.
It's a fact. It's a
Mhm.
fact. We just formed the LLC January 1st, right online.
And yeah, that's what I did. And it take like they say it take up to like 14 days, something. But you hear back in them in like a week,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
sending you your certificate
yeah.
and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
because they send you an email
Mm-hmm.
and it's right there.
So let's rewind back to the beginning. So you decided, hey, I'm gonna go ahead. I might do this. So take us through the first step. Did you research some recipes, or what was it like? Take us through steps
okay.
1 through 10.
What you think? Okay, so first thing I did was I was like, the design, because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm like,
Okay.
I gotta make sure these things look exquisite. Like they gotta be
Exquisite.
exquisite. You gotta
That's
make
a
your
good
own
word.
word, not
Not exquisite,
exquisite, but
that's
exquisite. You
excellent.
know what I'm
Doing
saying?
it, man.
So I'm like,
we famous for
I gotta
words.
take it to the next level.
Right.
So I hopped on Pinterest and I'm seeing some stuff, and I'm like, yeah, all these strawberries is, they drizzle, but I'm like, this gotta be me. I gotta stand out. So I'm like, boom, we're gonna put the gold on it. We're gonna get the crystals. We're gonna drip them out, drip and dip. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get fancy with it. So I went to the store, bought a couple materials just to see if I could pull it off.
Right.
Boom, I'm like, dang, this ain't even bad. So I'm like, you know what? I work at the school. We got over 100 something staff. We're gonna take samples out there. Boom, see how they like them.
Mm-hmm.
So I do my samples. I bag them up. You know what I'm saying? Just one little thing. Here you go.
One
Boom.
strawberry.
Boom. Here you go. I want you to try this. There'll be an order form. If you want to get an order. Okay, cool. Man, that thing went off the charts. Like everybody put in their order. Boom. People paying $70, $50 for strawberries. I'm like, dang, that's blowing up.
Like
A
that
little
quick.
bit, but see, I worked in a restaurant. Everybody know the best feeling is when you're busy. You might be tired, you might be overworked, but you get to the bread. You know what I'm saying? You busting your behind, it's gonna be a reward at the end. So, and at first I was just doing it by myself before I even had my little sister. And I mean, actually Mother's Day probably was like the busiest weekend that I had, and I ended up dipping like 200 strawberries hand dipped in one day. And then I had people hit me up like, yo, you got any left? I probably did another 150 that Sunday. So I was just like going and like, originally I started off, like I said, I tried that, I did my samples, then I realized I was getting some revenue off of it. My other homeboy was like, yo, like get your LLCs, because then once you got that, can't nobody take that from you. It's 125 one time. You can file for EIN number, you can do all the legal stuff, and you straight. So I just went online, did it, paid the 125. Like I said, in a week we heard back, everything was legit. So then that's when I started making my business pages and stuff like that. And then my little sister started helping me, and now I'm in the process of doing my own marketing. But now, like you said, y'all do t-shirts. I got a homeboy working on my logos. I got some logos being in the works right now. So I just kind of like the hard part is actually believing in yourself.
That's a fact. That's a
Because like I said, I almost doubted myself. Like if it wouldn't have been for my homeboy saying like, is this a real question right now? I probably would have never did it.
So what made you branch out into the other fruit? Like, because you started with the strawberries.
Right.
Okay.
So like the strawberries was taking off, and I'm like, what's another thing I could do? People started requesting other fruit. So that's when I was like,
What was the first request outside of strawberries?
bananas.
That you got.
Bananas?
Wow. I had a lady, her daughter graduated, and with the whole COVID thing going on, she's like, yo, my daughter loves strawberries. She loves chocolate covered strawberries. She loves chocolate covered bananas. You think you can do something for me? And at this time, I was only doing strawberries and cheesecakes and pretzels.
Right.
But I'm like, I could do, I guess. I got the little skewers. I see why not. And then another person, one of my basketball players, though, actually, her mom had ordered some stuff, and she's like, well, Shy can't eat strawberries. She's allergic, but you think you could do pineapples? I'm like, I guess. I go and get a pineapple. I cut that thing. I said, the crazy part is I just bought a pineapple, not the dip, like just for me to eat. So I'm like, yo, I got a pineapple. I'll cut it up. And it's sticking, it work. I give Shaw some, and y'all be the first ones let me know how it is. Man, she said she tore them things up. So after that, I just made a post like, if anybody got any fruit ideas that you thinking about doing, send them to me. We can get it happening. I had somebody reach out to me about some banana pudding, but things like that. That's some
Like just make the banana pudding.
Mhm.
yeah, or like a banana pudding cup. I'm trying to work on like a peach cobbler thing because my godfather love peach cobbler. That's one of the things you gotta be patient with it. And I like baking and being creative, like some cake boss stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm like, if I can get a recipe for a banana pudding, I holler back at you. But right now I got a homeboy, he do that and it's good. So I just send you his way. But like I said, if anybody has an idea, because I had people asking me about doing, I don't know if y'all heard about, so that it was a strawberry crunching topping that was on y'all strawberries.
Mhm.
So they was asking me if I could do the cake. Somebody asked me if I could
Like a
do,
strawberry shortcake.
yeah,
Strawberry
somebody,
crunch cake,
yeah, but somebody asked me, it was like, it's a 3-layer cake, and you do strawberry cake, cheesecake filling, strawberry cake, and then you roll the cake in the strawberry crunch topping. And I make the strawberry crunch topping myself. It ain't nothing to make.
I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm trying to get my summer
But
body
look,
for
we
next
gonna
year.
get you the fruit though. We gonna get you
But
right.
listen, but if you do this, see, this is how I figured that you cheat, right? Because strawberries, they fruit, they good for you.
And you need a little bit of chocolate.
But the chocolate,
good for your
see,
heart.
right? See, I went to DR and they gave the whole breakdown of the chocolate.
Mhm.
But the dark chocolate is
And
what's healthy for you. So if you get the strawberries, you put the dark chocolate in, you healthy.
and the dark chocolate ain't even bad. Like,
Right? That's
I'm the
healthy.
person like I don't eat dark chocolate. Man, I did some strawberries the one day and some
You want
dark
to take the top
chocolate.
off, see a little bit more?
I said,
We can get to it. Yeah, we can.
I said this ain't bad at all. And it actually complements the straw.
It's got
the
to
strawberry
go
a little
red, 'cause
bit
I
better.
swear I'm
For y'all just
tempted.
tuning in, we got Dripped and Dipped by Z, owner in the building, entrepreneur.
You can follow her on Instagram at Dripped and Dipped, or on Facebook at Dripped with the letter N, Dipped, or on Twitter at Dripped and Dipped, and that's all together. So follow her, hit her up, look at that menu. I'm telling you, and she deliver.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that
Hell,
at all.
Beat that.
And
what's
she
the,
deliver.
what's the end goal for you? You know what I mean?
I mean, to be honest with you, so this is the end vision that I'm seeing right now. I've always been a person that, my godfather always told me, whatever you do in life, make sure you love what you do, even if you're not that good at it, because you can always perfect. Bless you. You can always perfect and master whatever it is that you want to do, rather than just doing something because you qualified to do it. So I'm thinking, I know I'm always going to be working with helping people and stuff like that. My real end goal is to, get a skills camp up and running, work with the youth, not just simply on just, I want to teach them the basketball, but they don't have that mentor. A lot of kids don't. A lot of kids that look like me don't have that mentor, especially with me working at a public, it's a city school. We dead in the center of the city, in the hood. So, just having that chance to be able to mentor the kids and let them know, like, just because you come from this doesn't mean you got to stay here or you got to stick this, because you can take this basketball thing and take it and go forward. You know what I'm saying? You can take this basketball thing, as long as you keep your grades up, you can get you a full ride to school. And all you're doing
You
is
be a coach.
Like I was telling Ty, like you be good to the
football, same
game.
thing.
The game will be good to you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you might not go to the NFL, but you could be a coach and
And
make a
people get
nice
paid.
living, or play overseas and make a nice 6-figure doctor salary doing what you love.
So
Yeah.
that's the end. That's the real end goal is, just to give back to my people. And it's something that, I like to do. And just from simply me doing it from this first year alone, I can't even begin to explain how many parents I get that come to me and they're like, yo, like, thank you so much. Like, you don't understand his behavior as a 360 at home. Like, he know. All I got to say is I'm calling Coach Hawkins. You know what I'm saying? And boom, he do what he got to do. He do his chores. I don't have no behavior problems from him, none of that. So just to have that power over the kid, just to guide him the right way means so much to me.
You ever think about maybe working with, as far as maybe teaching the kids to bake, like those that are interested in, because I know like both outdoors are interested in. They're more so interested in baking versus cooking. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you ever think about doing a class? Like, because I always try to look up. I literally try to look up cooking classes for us, like, you know what I mean? But it's so hard to find just those little cooking classes.
Yeah, and like a lot of the stuff too, like if you don't got the right like equipment and stuff like that, it's kind of just pointless to do. Yeah, you know, or it's not going to turn out the right way. And I mean, where I work at now, we do clubs and stuff like that, and that is something that I could possibly get into. It's just being that it would just depend on which day we would do it, because like I said, I coach the basketball team out there, and we have practice at least 2-3 days a week. But that is a good idea, you know, just to teach the kids, because like you said, not only keep them off the streets, but then they learning something that they could use if they want to be an entrepreneur one day, or if they want to, you know, start their own business and stuff like that, and you know,
because it's hard sometimes being up here. You know, it's a lot different than being in Baltimore. You can find anything anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm sure I could probably find a cooking class to go to, you know, do whatever. But up here,
Baltimore's a lot bigger than it is. Okay, like for instance, and that's
this is a circle.
Yep, you can get from West York to East York in a matter of like 10 minutes. Whereas if you in Baltimore, that's like a 30-minute bus ride, 40-minute bus ride to get from West Baltimore to East Baltimore. So, and that's what I get told all the time, like, man, York's so small. And I'm like, duh.
It's a circle, right?
No, I love it.
And everything, I hate the way that everything is one-way streets. Like, it's like, oh, I gotta go to the next street.
Bad, try going to Lancaster. Like Lancaster, every other street is a one-way street.
Yeah.
One-way street, and then like you get frustrated because you're like, I'm just trying to get to this point, and I can't even get there because I gotta go up this way, come down this way, drive another block, just turn around and get down this way. So it's real. They one-way streets there is real insane.
Yeah.
But y'all can U-turn out there, we can't down here. No. So like y'all can U-turn. We can't. You're not gonna U-turn.
U-turn away.
And you know, a lot of times you're not. So like you say you on the freeway, so you on 30 or something like that, and you need to turn around. You gotta like hop off on that exit or something like that. You can't just turn. Look, that's what I said. We're not supposed to do it, but they don't say that people don't do it.
I was there. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like I didn't know. I didn't.
Don't even know illegal U-turns. You know what I mean?
I didn't know you wasn't supposed to drive in the left lane. Like I ride in the left. It's
I
hard.
did that too, but see, it could be what it could be is it's a difference between PA driver's license and laws versus Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get on a turnpike, that left lane is the passing lane.
Right.
And I'm 23 years old. I've been driving for a minute, and I just found that out. My business partner just said, "Why are you riding in the left lane? You ain't supposed to be in the left lane. It's the passing lane. You get." And I'm like, he's like, "I'll teach you how to drive." I'm like,
that conversation.
What you mean?
It's hard. It's like I would ride the left lane. I have rode the left lane all the way to Baltimore.
I've done it too.
Especially when I'm trying to get the when people keep passing us and giving us the stink face, like, you know what I mean? Somebody pass you on the right end. Man, why don't you get over and let them go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and see, and it kind of made sense to me when the person said, "You know, you're not supposed to be in this lane." I'm like, "What you mean? It's the fast lane." You're like, "No, it's the passing lane." Well, why do you think what lane people get pulled over in the most? The left-hand lane, because you ain't supposed to be in it.
And that's exactly how I found out, because I got pulled over, and he followed me from Leader Heights down here to Shrewsbury, and then pulled me over, and then said, "You from Baltimore, ain't you?"
Yeah.
Like I was like, I know the feel
some type of
right.
way,
I know I should feel some type of way, but I was like, well, why do you say that?
Like that for
he was like, because most people are pulled over from Baltimore. It's a Commonwealth. Yeah, it's Commonwealth state. So
in Virginia the same way. I got a speeding ticket in Virginia one time, and that was crazy.
Because that ticket was high as heck, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I took that
L. Yeah, ain't nobody playing for Virginia.
I took that L ever so gracefully, because what happened was it's so like up here, you know, our speed limit don't go higher than what 65. Trying to get down there, and they speed limit was like 75 on the highway. Ooh, but then once you get off on the exit, it's no like 75, 65, 55. It go boom, 55, 45. But it's like you come off the exit
and you got straight.
The exit is 55, and then boom, you get on a road, it's 45. So I'm I'm in my homeboy car. I'm in a big old Silverado. I'm floating down the street, happy, going. Man, I'm feeling this. This is a good feel. I need to get me a big truck.
Right.
Man, I got off on that accident. Man, a police officer on a motorcycle flagged me down and pulled me over. I ain't never been so nervous in my life. I said, listen, sir, I'm going to tell you right now before you even say anything, this ain't my truck. The truck had Louisiana tags and I had a Pennsylvania license. I said, listen, this ain't my truck. We can't contact him because he at work right now. The type of work he got, I'm just here visiting. He told me to use his truck. He's like, no.
She gave the whole story.
Whole rundown. And I'm on my way to go swimming. I'm in a bathing suit. So I'm like, let me just, because this probably look real sketchy. So let me just explain everything up front. He was like, I'm glad you did that, so this what we going to do. And he ain't get me too bad. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this L and keep it moving. So I was like,
where's the furthest that you delivered? Like, have you had to ship anything this time?
So I actually just was looking into shipping, and the thing is, if people want to pay the shipping costs, it's fine, because it's going to be off a weight. So like it's not too much, and then just making sure you get the right proper packaging is going to be overnight shipping, because you can't let something like that, go too far. I haven't had anybody, once I finally approved it, I haven't had anybody make any orders that wanted to get it to ship far. So I haven't done that yet, but the farthest I've went is, I think it's like some places in PA. So I've had people order in Harrisburg, people order in Lancaster. I think I took like these couple. It was like little y'all know how Pennsylvania be. They got them little
Doors, Creek,
towns. Yeah. So I've been been delivering to some places like that. But then I get some people who they're traveling through and they're like, well, you willing to meet me? And that's fine. I do like a 25-mile radius at least.
So does your delivery fee change? Like, is it set like that delivery fee is set for the 25-mile radius, and then outside of that
so what I do is normally if you order something and it's like, I just want half a dozen of strawberries and you need to deliver it, and you local, so I can get to your house 5-10 minutes. All right, $3 extra. You do more than one item, then I just chalk it up $5. I'll bring you everything. Because I have people order like $75 worth of stuff.
Right.
But anytime it is something that's farther, like a 25-mile radius, then it is more normally like a $5-8.
But even still, that's still letting back. Like that's still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd rather give back. You know what I'm saying, to our people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then that, we just talked about that yesterday on the show. We were talking about the Buy Black, and how sometimes some of those companies don't always
support back.
They don't support back, or they don't fulfill the order.
Yeah.
We had somebody call in, and she wasn't going to let her out, but she was like, man, forget this, and she just let the whole name out. She was like, no, this, and she had changed her page like 3 times, so she never got her stuff. But she ordered back in like November, and she still has not received it. So it was just like we were kind of trying to discuss the pros and cons of dealing with dealing with that.
And that's our biggest downfall right now with dealing with our own people is if you ever notice, anybody else, any other group of people can go out and do what they do, and they people gonna support them. They people gonna pay the money. They gonna pay what it is that they gotta pay. But we ain't get around our own people like, yo, you trying to give me a discount? Well, what's up with getting come on, man? You can't just
I feel like put in some first.
You can't call edible arrangements with that discount crap.
I just had a
well, they do discount because I'm the coupon queen, so they do have coupons online. You can look up, but sometimes it may be it might not be offered in store, but online. But even still, it's still just like you putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I did,
and just do
That's got an idea.
It's like show me that you're a loyal. Like I'll give you the discount,
right?
But buy from me a few. Right? Don't expect buy from me a few times. Like give what I'm saying. Do full payment. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, that's just a loyal.
And see, that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? Because for instance, sometimes if I'm going and I buy my strawberries and they not necessarily the biggest ones I can get, I know, my cousin Keita done ordered every time she ordered like $40 worth of stuff. I get my money. you know what, this next time I'm going to throw a couple extra in there. You know what I'm saying? And see, what I'm trying to do is get to the point where, you know, like when I have people who order $40 and I'm trying to do right now, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we just,
Use some t-shirts, a wristband.
you
know what I'm saying? Anything to sit
to
there
get
and
out of that mindset of, you know, you owe me something, or, you know, because we the same, we look alike, can you just, you know, look out? Like, once we get over that, we gonna be golden, you know. So
yep. That's the biggest issue within some, but it's always great for us to see it's always good to see the younger generation age and stuff now more so being in a mindset of I want my own business. You know what I'm saying? Because
a lot of
back in our age, we were not taught that. You know what I mean?
What you about to say?
Was talking to my homeboy the other day about this, and I said the crazy part is we going into this business stuff blind. We doing our own research. We figuring it's not to say that it's our parents' fault, because 9 times out of 10 they don't really know themselves. And you know, I remember when I went to Hannah Penn, they had an economics class where they taught you how to sew and do stuff around the house and how to manage a checkbook and how to manage your finances. By the time I got up there, that stuff was gone. They weren't teaching
that out.
So how do you expect somebody?
They need that in the school system, because they need to start teaching you about your credit. They need to start teaching about your credit, because people didn't think that credit meant anything, and now it's like.
And now you don't. I found out no credit just as bad as bad credit.
It is.
It's a fact.
If you don't have no credit, it's nothing. So then it's like you start telling them, you know, hey, start out with this. You know, if you got to get a secured credit card. You know what I'm saying? You can start off with that, because
and that's what I did.
If you keep it at least for a year, you can call them back. If you pay your payments good for a year, you can call them back and they can redo it over and take you off of that. Because people used to think, well, why am I going to pay $39? Because you got that annual fee. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, why am I going to pay $39?
Or if you wait, like all I did was, depending on what bank you got, they give credit cards when you turn 21. So I turned 21, went applied for the credit card, got approved, kept it. I was still in school at the time, so I didn't really use it other than to put gas in my car, just, you know, to pay on it. And by the time I graduated, I was able to use that to buy me a new car. The car I got out there.
That's what's up. And then even with the LLC, you know what I mean? It takes about 3 years for your business to establish.
I'm like, he's like, well, if this business continues to flourish like it is, you can then have credit for your business so you can give out loans. And I'm like, bro, like, if you don't go and have the initiative to go do this, we'll never know.
Right. You gotta build it. You gotta build your credit. You gotta build, you know what I'm saying?
You want to hire something from a black man, put in a book.
You know what I mean? It's been there, but it's the fact that we wouldn't have the access to it. They, you know, every successful economy needs a certain amount of working class people, aka uneducated, dumb people. If everybody was a doctor, who's going to clean out that dead baby out the hospital room? Who's going to clean the McDonald's bathroom? You see what I'm saying? Who's going to, you see what I'm saying? So you need a certain amount of people. That it's sad that it's designed like that. Because if you take countries like Switzerland or Dubai, where the people over there are so well off, they can't get them to do menial jobs. They have to import people from Africa, or for Switzerland, they got to import people from Germany to come do those those menial jobs that people got too much money. I ain't going out there doing that. So
yeah, and not even just that, you got people who be lazy. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, when they was having that thing about building that wall, people out here like, man, these people taking my job. These people ain't doing it. I said, I want you to name me one Mexican that don't show up and do their job and do it to the fullest. Which one of y'all gonna go out there? Which one of y'all gonna go out there and do a landscaping job and have that front area looking the most spectacular, immaculate, like they will, and not complain about being hot and being in the sun? I ain't gonna do that.
They hot, ate in the car and hop out
and get it done right
and get you popping. Yes,
so you know that's what you say. People got to pick and choose their battles, because you know something that you ain't gonna do. This man see, boom, that's a gold mine for me and my family. So.
That's like I said, everything is just amazing. It's good to see, you know, everybody getting into the mindset of just saying, look, I'm
definitely good to see. Definitely good to see.
you know what I'm saying, myself. And then, like I said, teaching, because, you know what I'm saying, teaching as far as with the credit and everything like that, because that's where everything's going to stay. That's where everything's going to come from is your credit. And it's just like knowing and being responsible to be able to handle it. Because, like, you can get in and build it. It's, once you start building, it's easy. But once you mess it up, it's the hardest thing
And see,
to pull back up.
Yep, and that's somebody pointed out to me too, because even then, like you saying, we're getting the credit. I was like, oh yeah, I got me a credit card. My credit pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And he like, nah. That's not. Yeah, that's how you build credit, but that's kind of like how the banks kind of get you, you know, to get you to be one of their people. The real way you build credit is you start paying stuff off. So like, you know, you got that phone, pay the phone off. You can still pay the bill for the service, but pay the phone off. You know what I'm saying? Or buy the phone straight out. You got your card. You don't gotta wait until that one day on a month to pay your car note. You got the extra money, pay the car note. The quicker you get it paid off, that affects your credit. You want to get a house, flip it, rent it, pay it off. The quicker you get stuff paid off, that's really what.
But then the thing with the credit, everything, that this is what they want to see. They want to see that you have. They want to see that you have a car payment. They want to see. It's almost like they want to put you in debt. So they want to see you have a car payment. They want to see that you have a mortgage. They want you to have 2 major credit cards, and they want you to have at least 2, like store credit cards. You know what I'm saying, like a American Eagle, somebody like that. And then they want you to be on time with this stuff. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, once you start and you're getting into it, it's like now you gotta, you break. Now let's break it down into how am I going to have these credit cards and still be able to maintain them. You know what I'm saying? And build up. Because you pay on time for 6 months. In a shot, you know what I'm saying? They shoot. It's like they give it to you like nothing when you pay for it. And then you see like, oh my God, and then you go crazy. Yeah. No, you have to be on top of it. You got to be on top of them. You got to be sturdy. You got to know, okay, this is this. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to spend. So if you have a credit card, let's say your limit is $1,000. You really don't want to put more than $250 on the card. Because to like TransUnion, Extra, all of them, it makes them kind of look as though, okay, are you being really responsible? You know what I mean? So if you got $1,000 credit limit and you only do $250, and let's say you paid the $250 off in 2 months, you do that for a while, they done shot your credit card up. Like, oh, she lost something. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to do more than at least 10% of whatever it is that your card is. Yeah. So then you just start, like I said, even if they're doing gas.
Because I'm pretty sure when I first got mine, my limit was only $500, and then like you said, within a couple of months, because I was paying it off, whenever I'm talking about, I've used it like I ain't even going to chance for getting to pay it. We just gonna put the money on the card, right? And it's gonna have a balance on there, so when they do draw the money, it's already there. My credit actually went up to like 15. My limit went up to like 1,500.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous.
In a matter of a couple of months, less than a year. So
I chose a credit card I only used them like 3. I'm like, what? Like, but I've had it for so long, but I'm like, I don't even. What am I gonna do with this?
Then I saw something else too online. It's Instagram. It's like a black-owned, like trying to give information to the black people type deal. But they were saying you're not supposed to pay. Don't pay your credit. Don't pay the credit card on the thing when they give you the statement or something like that. You got to pay it before the statement date and not the due date.
Because if you pay,
is they put it in as you paid it when you paid it by that due date. So it puts you at like a 20% or 30%, where you want to be under 20%. And if you pay it on the statement date or before then, you good. It keeps it low. Whereas if you pay it on the payment date when you're supposed to pay, or like how they tell you to, they put it in the books as you ain't making payment, and it'll show up on your next.
And it should, right, exactly, and that's it.
So things like that, I would have never known that.
Right, but and that's right, and people gotta. That's a good thing for people to educate. No, and they don't want to, because they want you to mess up. They don't necessarily want you to be educated in a certain stuff. Like you educate yourself. Sometimes you gotta educate yourself on it. But once you learn, it's like, okay, well, let me pass it on. Oh, this is what I learned. Oh, I learned this. Like it's easy. But like I said, once you establish it, great. But it only takes one little thing to mess it up. And it's a hard thing to get it back to where, where you actually need to be. So it's good. Like I said, it's good. And even with you, thinking about your credit, thinking about it's good that at your age, you're just still being, responsible because you have some kids out here that's your age and maybe younger,
Well,
and they not.
The crazy part is I know they get people when they go to college.
Yeah,
I know they get the first thing that happened when I got to Morgan, they ain't had Members First out there in Maryland. I mean, I could take money off my card and use money, but I'm like, dang, if I end up staying out here, I'm gonna need to get a bank that I could go to out here. Man, I got a PNC gave me. I'm talking about. It took me about 5 minutes, and I was walking away with a credit card in my hand, and I'm like, some just don't sit right. That's too quick, too fast. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right about this, man. I had that bank account for about like a week, and I said, you know what? I ain't even gonna do it. I just have my people put money in my account, and I just use my card, and I just go to the gas station, Royal Farms. They don't charge me pull out money out. Cool,
right?
But I know that's how they get a lot of people. And I've had people tell me
it's not even count. As soon as you turn 18,
they sent
them credit cards right there.
Stuff in the mail.
Oh, I still get them. I saw somebody ready to call me and say, how you get a letter in the mail that you declined for the pre-approved? They couldn't, you approved to get pre-approved for a certain amount. Yeah. But then this one come in and say you declined for the pre-approved amount, like already. Like it's just like you ain't even like how? What?
And the crazy part is, is people eat that up. Mm-hmm. Like you say, it's not a bad idea to get a credit card. It's just you got to learn how to use it and manage it. But these people
and be responsible.
People be like, oh, I get this credit card here and I get that credit card there, and I'm making about X Y amount. As long as I just pay and keep it under a certain.
Or think about it, and you should always pay more. People are like, oh, it's only $10. Fool, if you got $1,000 and you pay $10 a month. How long do you think it's gonna take for you to pay that?
You can pay the credit card
like
the rest
you know
of
what I'm
your
saying? Right. It's like no,
you pay
right. It's like you pay if your bill if it says $10, okay, give them $50. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Give them whatever you can get. You don't give them don't give them $10 like plus because they don't. That even shows. You know what I'm saying? That shows that like okay, well, my bill is only $10 or $20 or $30. But yeah, I give you an extra $30. So each month I paid $60 instead of paying you $30. So one, my card is going down quicker. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the card is going down quicker. We doing that. And then at the same time, I'm paying you before my bill is even due. So you ain't even looking like you don't have to send me out nothing to say nothing about nothing because it's already, it's already due. So it's good to see those that are actually set in the mind frame to stay focused and don't allow for anyone else to come in and deter them from somewhere else and to, to move forward.
And a lot of what it is you got to just sit down and make a plan and break it down. Like write everything down. As crazy as it sounds, I mean, people can think about stuff and wrestle a lot of stuff in their head, and I was always the type of person like, I don't got to write nothing down. If I got a plan, I got a plan. But when you sit down and write, I mean, even the little things like that, like just managing your money, writing down, okay, I know this much I need in bills, this much I'm going to have left over. Okay, well, I can take half of this, put this into the business, flip that, you know what I'm saying? But people don't sit down and do that. And they move off of what they see.
Or they don't know how to do that. That's the thing, is the information. And that's part of the reparations debate is, if you look at the access to credit, right? Mm-hmm. Let's take, let's take someone who was able to purchase property in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Mm-hmm. You can go to your grandmother. Hey, I'm trying to go to Yale. Hey, I'm trying to go to Moore. Hey, and they'll be able to take out. They have that generational access that we weren't afforded back then to buy property and then pass it down to our son or go take a mortgage out and send your kids.
See, that's something that is very, very important and it's coming up a lot right now. And my little sister said that to me. She said, "Sis, I'm trying to make sure my kids got old money." And I think our little sister was like, "Old money? What you mean old money?" I said, "She's talking about generational wealth, baby girl. She talking about so her kids ain't got to worry about nothing." I said, "And that's smart because if you think about it now, look at us. People around my age, they ain't worried about that.
Nope. They trying to run the streets. They trying to do this. They trying, as he said, shag and drag.
This is not even a newborn baby when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And generational wealth actually grows faster than our economy. Generational wealth grows at 2%. The economy grows at 1.5%. That's what they don't tell you. You know what I mean?
That's why they give you that credit so you can mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody doesn't know how to manage it properly. They want you to be $200,000 in debt when you die and you pay that death tax. You know what Donald Trump's dad did? When Donald Trump's dad was getting older and he was about to die, he slowly started sliding his businesses over to his family. So because when you die, you gotta pay that high death tax if he would have owned everything he had. So certain businesses, or like he'll set up a business, like say for instance, they own a lot of apartment buildings. So say like the washer and dryer maintenance company, they'll set his family up to be one of his vendors, but he'll let them overcharge him. So say for example, okay, we got the radio station. Well, I'm getting older, I'm about to pass. I'll have my daughter, do the cleaning, or one of my other daughters, I pay them to do the graphic design, the website maintenance, but I'll allow them to overcharge me. So I'm slowly taking the wealth and equity from out of my stuff and sliding it over to them. So when I pass away, he was only worth, I guess he said 30 million, but they had hundreds of millions of dollars worth of equity and stuff that he passed slowly, you know what I mean? So it's one of those tricks of the trade, you know what I mean? And if y'all listening on the app, gang, or y'all just tuning in, we got CEO extraordinaire.
Yes.
Dripped and dipped by Z.
That's me.
Strawberries looking good. If y'all watching on the YouTube or the Facebook, you can get a good look at it. Delicious too. Look. Facebook gang.
Listen, don't knock the bees up.
Facebook gang. These strawberries look good, don't they, Facebook gang? Shout out to Star Jones. She said she need to get Hots in the studio.
Hey, Star.
Star in the building. We had her on Monday in here. Make sure y'all check that out on YouTube. Look at these strawberries, though, Facebook gang. Dripped and dipped.
Yes, listen, hit her up.
Z.
Instagram.
That's
and
so
dripped
what's the
and dipped.
shelf life on these? So if I get these today.
If you get them today, so I normally tell people to refrigerate them. You got a couple of days to eat them. I know my cousin and then they keep them for a couple of days. I think at most they keep them maybe 3-4 days. But I'm gonna tell you right now,
I'm
me
sorry,
personally,
they don't last. They gone.
When I do eat them and make them myself, I will sit there and eat a whole 6 of them right then and there.
That's what. Yeah, they gone. They gone. The only reason mine not going is
people do now. If you eat them quick, so like for example, whenever I make myself some, I know they're gonna be going within today or tomorrow. I leave them out personally.
You like the more room temperature?
Yeah, and the chocolate hold. I just like that combination. But if you do want to eat them, like they can last up to 3 days, 3-4 days.
Can you freeze them?
You can. The only thing is when you sweat. So then what happened is they would release liquid. So it wouldn't necessarily ruin them, but it would take away from the shelf life.
Right. Okay.
So what I do is from now on, whenever I make them, I don't refrigerate them. I'll sit there. And the only thing I will refrigerate is the pretzel sometimes, or when I make the Reese's peanut butter ones because of the way I have to make them.
Wait, what Reese's?
So it's I have a Reese's. Yeah, it's on my page. It's a Reese's peanut butter.
First of all,
topping.
I got you.
Reese's peanut butter strawberries.
Let me say this. I have you on my page. I'm gonna pull you up myself. You won't have to show me because
WRF Radio app, Greg Bugsy Morning Show. Make sure y'all get the app for crystal clear clarity in case Facebook cut off or YouTube is choppy. You're more than welcome to go on your marketplace, pick up the free WRF Radio app, and you'll be able to hear us in HD.
Look at this.
Frequency.
Show this. These are the Reese's pieces. It's the pretzels and strawberries.
Look at the Reese's pretzels and strawberries, cuz Facebook gang.
And I do cheesecake stuff one.
YouTube gang, look.
I definitely want to try to
and I make my own cheesecake.
When I first started smoking weed, right? Speaking of Reese's, when I first started smoking weed, we was over at my man Jason's house, yo. And they had left out to go get some more buds on him and my cousin. Yo had a whole bag of Reese's cups. And I swear on mommy, yo, on mommy. They left out, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna eat 2 or 3. And I just kept eating them. Matter of fact,
let me just say.
Speaking of the devil, I'm trying to tell you that Reese's is different, cuz yo, it was just this, but it was in a bag, and I just kept eating. I'm thinking like I'm just eating 2 or 3. I just couldn't stop. Yo.
Them small.
And the way that I came about the Reese's idea, So I was like, I gotta take something, get on top of the game. I see other people making strawberries. What can I do to get, a couple steps ahead of the game?
Mhm.
So I started off with the strawberry crunch, and you make that with like Jello, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
The
Jello
cake
and flour.
part too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you make it with it's Jello and flour.
And what's
butter.
the crunchy part?
Jello and flour and butter, and you bake it, and then you freeze it, and then you put it in a food processor.
Whatever you're telling me.
Wow.
I hate Jello.
We giving up the secrets here today.
Just a little bit,
Just a little bit.
But like with the Oreo ones, I do just use regular Oreos. But yeah, I got Oreo Crunch too. So childhood, my first job I had babysitting with my neighbors that lived behind us. I consider them like family. And Barbara said, I want to get Ryan something for Father's Day. So your mom said you're doing the strawberries and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, we do chocolate covered strawberries, give her a rundown, send her the menu. She like, I see you got toppings on there. You do anything with like peanut butter? We like peanut butter. So I'm like, dang, how can I mix peanut butter with strawberries? I mean, I don't know. So what I did is I went got me some white chocolate.
Excuse me.
You can get the little the toppings stuff that they use for
The Reese's
just-
chocolate.
that they use for it's like the hard shell stuff you pour it over the ice cream.
Mhm.
Got that, it's peanut butter syrup, mix it up. I'm like, the moment of truth is if it's going to hold, because now the chocolate hardens. So I was like, if I can put this into the chocolate, maybe it'll help,
Right.
make it stay on, and it did. Spray them things with some gold paint, drizzle
So
with
that's
milk
just
chocolate.
experiment.
It's art right there. My daughter would love to get into that,
Yeah.
man.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like if people come to you,
The
need
almond joy
ideas
strawberry.
or ideas, I'm able to do it because I did the same thing with what is it that I made? The cheesecakes. So I was stuffing the strawberries with cheesecakes, and somebody was like, you ever think about just selling the cheesecake itself? So I was like, okay, boom. I saw they have these little mini cheesecakes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I got a little mini cheesecakes, blackberry, cherry, raspberry, strawberry, a caramel cinnamon one that I made.
Oh,
The other day,
I love
y'all,
that.
I'm a big Cheesecake
I'm gonna
Factory
gain some
person.
weight. Yeah,
I
I'm
am.
messing with dripped and
A
dipped. Yeah.
big Cheesecake Factory fan.
Cheesecake Factory, they got the Reese's peanut butter, and then they got the regular
Hold on,
cheesecake.
let me tell you what they got, and I was able to pull some off like it. They got a pineapple upside down cheesecake.
Oh my,
And I
yes.
said, my best friend said to me, like, oh my God, Z, they got pineapple cheesecake. That is so good. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. She got that cake and I tried it. I was like, oh my God. So I'm in the house doing what I'm doing. I'm like, you know what'd be good if I can make one of my cheesecakes with some pineapples and I go in the kitchen. I got pineapples. I cut the pineapples up, put them in the bottom, put the cheesecake mix in there, throw a little cherry juice on there, top it with a cherry, bite into that thing. Oh my God.
It's too much for me. Too much.
I gotta add that to the
I
menu.
love pineapple upside down cake.
I gotta add that to the menu.
I'm
Like I
trying to
said,
lose weight.
You could do that. You could do it in increments. So like, they got cheat days.
You got cheat dates.
There you go.
So you got
So my one day, I can order me some strawberries, and have me. Like I said, that's why
I'm gonna have to get one each or something, two each or something. I don't know.
Yeah, cheesecake you can get them 2 for $5.
See, I'm trying to lose this.
Listen,
so I can
you
be
can
right
have a little
tight.
bit here and there. You know what I'm saying? The strawberries, like I said,
But I still support. Because let me tell you, a lot of the family likes fruit, and a lot of my family likes strawberries, except for Shay.
And see, the good thing is you can get like kids. Sometimes kids is picky with fruit. But you got something covered in chocolate. It's glistening. It's shining.
Right. They don't know what they eat.
Take notes of the way to get
I
the
went
fruit
over-
into your kid.
I went over to my sister's house, and my nephew, he got twins.
Mhm.
And I think they just turned 2, I think. So they in there, they playing around, and they want to eat junk food all day. So I'm like, why don't you give them a strawberry? Man, I take the twins down there, they grab it. Boom, boom. Strawberry too big for their hand. They still trying to grab it. And I'm like, look, she tearing that thing up. She don't even know she eating strawberry.
Mhm.
She just like, oh, it's sweet. It's sweet. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, that's another way you get this what we want. Boom, I get it to you. And normally I'm really good at it. You send me an order the day before if I'm not already doing orders. I get to you next day. So,
Yeah.
I'm normally like
she's good. Let me tell you, she got to us pretty quick. My daughter texted me yesterday right in the middle of the show. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, all right, let me look. So I look at it, she said, I'm about to put it on it. On it for what?
She sure did.
And she said, I said, oh, hold up. Wait a minute. And she's like, what you want? I was like, Izzy. She was like, she doing it. Yeah. She kind of get. I said, just tell her surprise.
Yeah, that's what I said. So I was able, and she hit me up right while I was out running around, grabbing stuff to make stuff. So that's when she hit me up, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that for you. I got you. And she was like, just whatever you want to put on the strawberry, just surprise me. I'm like, all right, well, make sure I do y'all right. I take care of y'all. Because look, see, she's always looking for me when I was at Cheddar.
Right.
Out there.
And that's how when she told me, I was like, yeah, I'm a support because so you came to all of my son's games. Like who? Like for a minute, I was like, hey, Mr. Brown. What I'm saying? But
I remember somebody said something to me one time I was at a game, and I kind of said to myself, I said, I should probably tell them we work together. Because they probably like, why in the hell is this older lady coming watch my son who was in high school? I'm like, no.
But you still look young, so it never, it ain't done me. I didn't know that you worked in Cheddar till we came.
Oh, okay.
And then when you started to look,
I was drunk that day.
Yeah. And then when you started to look, I was like, oh, she's 21 all of us something. She's serving. He said, I said she's serving liquor.
Yeah.
But you at all. I mean, basketball. I mean, she supported my son. So how can I not? You know what I'm saying? Support you when you supported my son in his game. You came to all his basketball games, his football games. Like anytime that you can make it, you was there faithfully.
Be like, yo, we got a game coming up. Any home game, let me know I come. If it's not too far, I go to them too. You know what I'm saying? Like I did the same thing. I even went to my sister to see my sister cheerlead, and I don't like cheerleading. I don't. I thought I was gonna be a cheerleader. I was cheerleading for a day. I'm gonna play basketball that day.
Said bring it on for a day.
Yeah. So, but she had called me like, y'all we be playing such and such. You want to come? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because what a lot of people.
And then you gotta come to JJ soccer games once they start.
And look, soccer is big in my family. They from the island.
And
My mom from
Tyshawn played
Trinidad.
college football this year.
Yeah, he's going to Daddy's. He's going to Daddy's.
You need to talk to
He
him.
told me that, and I
You need
for
to talk
sure
to
will be there. That's it. Bitch.
Because he had that crossroads. Like, does he want? He wants to work and make money. You know what I mean? He's about to be 18 next month. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that.
And he can always thug it out. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, networking is key. You know anybody that go out there, you can get him a job. What do you think? I went to Morgan. I said my godfather went to Morgan. They got some job openings. All you gotta do is apply.
Yeah, finding a job is not the problem. I see what I would like in my idea was for him to start the football, see what the schedule is, then you can work around that.
See, and that's
he
what
wants
I'm
it
saying.
It's not. Well, I can tell you, it's not gonna be no work.
It's impossible. Huh? Unless
like
you work from home or do your own
right. Unless you got your own thing. It's because when we went to do the I'm about to call this crap a walkthrough. We went to do the tour. Mm-hmm. She automatically said it because what he's doing is he's doing construction. So she already said like his is 90% actual. It's only 10% classwork, and it's 90%, and the rest of all hands on 90%. Yeah. So she had already, with him doing football, she'd already told him, "You're not gonna be able to work because they go from 7 to 3 or 3:30 or 4, and then from there it's football." So there is no opening for him to work.
So this was what I would ask him then: is the construction thing something? I mean, because if he could, I've seen him play. The boy can play. He can maneuver. He listens, and any type of athlete that you get that can listen. If I can look at you and say, "Listen, this is what's going on. I need you to do X, Y, and Z." I've seen them put him in the game, like tell him, "Boom, execute," and he get out there and do it.
And you see, he came after he broke his collarbone. He came in as the first person. Starter. Yeah, I like basketball. I don't do football. I apologize for y'all football fans. Sorry.
The first
the starter person. That's what he was. But he broke his collarbone, was out his whole junior year, and came back his senior year started.
Yeah, so
And the coach is a big fan. The coach from Thaddeus Stevens thinks very highly of Tyshawn. He said we need a cornerback. So maybe somebody else could talk to him. It'll be, as opposed to
because then a lot of times, like you said, people
and
don't listen
just
to
talk to him about pushing,
it's their family. So, and like you said, if he has, because I know he had the clothing, because he was selling shirts back when I was, still working out at Cheddar's. And that's what I was telling him, like, yo, if
But he gotta push. He gotta actually push through and actually but like you said, it's somebody else outside. Because I think he looks at myself in his day. Because we're like, listen, I try to tell him we're gonna be taking a butt because you're driving. So now that's gonna be on us. So we just need you to do certain stuff. And I'm saying like right now while you're working, just save. My thing is more so save so you can get your own stuff. So you ain't gotta come in and say, oh my, give me 3 pair of jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that stuff. You can save money and go buy your own stuff. And then we're taking care of the big major. You know what I'm saying? The big major stuff, because he's gonna be going back and forth from there, to home. So that's gas. And you talking about because you traveling.
That ain't even what that's in Lancaster. That ain't
it's like 30-35 minutes.
And I wouldn't even trip off of that because, like I said, when I came back and I commuted, it saved me a lot of money. I don't know if that's
from up here to Morgan.
No. I commuted when I transferred to your college, but that saved me a whole lot of money because, like I said, I didn't even originally know the school was a private school. And
I didn't know that either.
Your college, it's hard to actually get in.
You got to pay $100 deposit each semester. Don't get me wrong; it's a great school, great teachers, great professors, great programs, spectacular nursing program. They right there near the hospital. But it is a private school, and they get a lot of people that come from Maryland, and that's where they make their money.
Right.
So. There were some programs I know where they would let, like the high school kids get in and they could stay on campus. But unless you absolutely need to, if you could commute, I would recommend it.
Yeah, because they charging it's additional $8,000 to stay on campus, and it does not include the meal plan. It doesn't include the meal plan, and you have to have it.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, because I know when I went to Morgan as a freshman, you had to have a meal plan. It was like you could opt out after your freshman year, but you had to live on campus. You had to live in a freshman dorm, and you had to have a meal plan. And I think you had to have a specific meal plan. Like it wasn't like you could just pick anyone. Or like the lowest one you had to have, it was like one up from the lowest one that you had to have had your freshman year. But you had to have a meal plan your freshman year for sure. So like I said, like if you can make it where you can commute, I will always recommend.
Yeah, hopefully he plays this year. You know what I mean? Speaking of sports, and you say you coach youth athletics, give us some of your worst stories of being a coach. You know what I mean? Like crazy parent or
how
my MVP. My
MVP.
Yeah, so I teach third. It's funny. I coach 3rd and 4th grade, and I actually teach academically 3rd grade. So some of my kids, like some of my boys, is actually my students in the classroom. What's going on? But I have a kid. I love this kid to death. His mom knows that. But I'm good with talking to kids and talking to people. But I still to this day, when it comes to dealing with emotional kids, and it's funny because I myself can be very emotional. It's kind of like I don't really know what to do. I panic. So we had a kid who in the classroom, if he would get overwhelmed, or if somebody blamed him for something, or he just get overwhelmed, he start crying, freaking out, start crying, boo-hoo crying in the classroom. He's a great kid, smart kid, listens, especially on the court. I need you to do. I mean, I had to end up putting him in, make him the point guard, and I'm talking about dominating. We get in the game crying. I'm like, oh no, we ain't doing this. Come here, you gotta get out. And his mom's talking to him on the sideline. She's like, we are not doing this. And I'm like, he's really boo crying, running down the court. And
wait, actually playing?
Yes. I'm like, I can do this. I can do the whining. I actually can't do the whining. That's a big pet peeve of mine. But I'm like, I can do the crying. I get it. He's a kid. But we ain't no crying in basketball. We cry afterwards. And I never realized how intense I am as a coach until they sent me pictures that they took of me coaching. And they're like, yo, they sent me this video. This man was coaching his team. And I guess he was telling them how they're supposed to dive after a ball. So he throws the ball out, and he jumps on the ball. And he's like, this is what you need to be doing. He's showing them what he's doing. They're like, that's you. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Game we lost. I'm talking about I'm throwing clipboards. These is third graders. I'm snatching kids up.
Yeah, real.
Sit down. You gotta sit down. You don't put your man. I yelled at this boy. I'd never forget. And this is one of my kids, you know. I'm talking about we did a lot for him. He come down to court. We blowing this team out. But I've always taught my kids, I don't care if we beating them and it's mercy rule. I don't care. You still play ball. You go hard to the end. You don't stop till the clock stops.
Yep.
Okay? Until I tell you to stop or the clock stop, you keep going. You put forth your full effort. And when they at that age, they need to work on fundamentals and the skill set. Because if you don't get that down, if you don't get the skills and the fundamentals down pat, and they grow up, they play how they play, and it's not correct, it's hard to fix a problem that you've been doing for a long time. So if you can correct it now when they're young, you good. But it's hard, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like somebody phone messed up, they've been shooting, you know, and they've been having success with it.
You ever see what's the boy's name? Something. The family's name is Newman. Miami, and they talk about the son. He's a good player, but because of how he plays, it kind of puts him back a little bit because he kind of got like a certain mindset on how he's going to play. But you got to be able to be adaptable. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm saying, to get back to what I was saying, you know, we playing the game, we're blowing these kids out. He mess around. Going down, miss a layup. Layups is something you don't miss. It's a layup. You're laying the ball into the net.
High percentage.
Why you missing a layup? I pulled him right on now. He's like, I didn't found anybody. I said, yeah, but you missed a layup. Can you explain to me why did you feel the need to try to think you was about to be the little LeBron James? And he said to me, he looked me dead in my eye and said, Coach, I had to break his ankles. I said, you can go sit on the other side of that bench. Because if that's the kind of attitude you got, don't get me wrong. I love confidence. I love it. But for you to sit there and make that mistake and then laugh and tell me I had to break his ankles and you missed it, like if you would have made the layup, I might have let you make it. We could have had to talk at a later time about not being cocky. But because you did what you did,
got cocky
and missed the layup, you go have a seat. And then when I asked you why'd you do it, you thought it was funny.
Remember on Love and you watched Love and Basketball?
I watched it before. Yeah.
In the movie when she went to the college and she got on and she was shooting and she shot and she did like this and she stayed there. She made it, but she stayed there. And the coach was like, now stand. And the coach made her stand there like that because she's like, no, we don't do that. Like you shot it
like
and made
MJ
it. She was like this because she stopped. She shot it and it went in and she stayed like that. And the coach was like, oh, now you can stay like that.
So
she left her.
She left her.
Showboating a little bit. Because she was like, yeah. She left her. She was like, now stand. She made a stand to the side just like this. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's one thing you gotta teach your kids. Like, there's nothing wrong with being confident, but you gotta remember, you gotta stay humble because there's always gonna be somebody that might be out there that's going. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, like I said, there was only one team that we lost to. We lost to them twice in the last game we played them. It was neck and neck, point for point. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is that coach told me, he's like, listen, you developed that entire team. The entire team. All 5-year play. Anybody you put out there, I knew was going to have the talent to match anybody that I put you up against. And we had a couple key players on my team. And y'all were able to figure out who our scorers were and take them out. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like y'all was doing, hacking or anything like that. Like they just would get frustrated because they can't control the pressure and they get into foul trouble. Right. Or they can't complete the layup because y'all got them on lock. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I push for them too. Like you can't always be that key player. The whole point of being on the team is you can do what you could do. And this person can do what this person could do. You know what I'm saying? Like, people talk about the whole Kobe situation. People will be like, Kobe was a selfish player. He was this or he was that. But I said at the same time, though, when Kobe and Shaq played, you see how that was?
But everybody
you gotta utilize. He was smart.
Right.
Why would I pass this ball? Each other. Why would I pass this ball to somebody who I know that might not make this shot when I can pass it to this person? Or if I know I'm confident enough to make a shot, why not I do? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like Michael Jordan. They say Michael Jordan is appointed to Scottie just as Scottie was appointed to Jordan.
Yep.
That's a fact.
He says it all the time when we talk about, because like I said, basketball is my thing. Like I so badly wanted Tyshawn to stay in basketball, but
he's really good.
But he doesn't feel. But the thing is, he don't feel that. I'm like, yo, You can dumb like I'm
And the
telling
thing is,
you.
Bible gives them an advantage because most people that play more than one sports dominate. Like anybody that I've known that played basketball with me, like this girl ran track and this girl ran soccer or did soccer. Those people are people who do sports where it involves running.
Look at this boy.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, that's weird. They were JJ right there. Look at him.
Great Bugsy Morning Show.
Boy tried to catch him, but you see how far he was.
He
That boy
took
was-
off.
he was gone. Couldn't even catch up with him. But like that's his. He does basketball and soccer too. But it's just like it's good to
And then
see.
it
It's
gives
good to
you-
see the females. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And being able to do
And
it.
we had
still
two
having
female
it.
coaches.
He's JJ.
And
Is,
for
We
two
need some good
teams.
coaches over there at Northeastern.
yes, we
You know what I mean?
definitely do.
Yeah, y'all coaches.
You
Y'all.
want to trade? You
Man,
want
my
to come
daughter
over
coach
to-
was trash.
You want to come over with us? Can we
See,
recruit
We
you?
need to
You can
recruit
recruit
you
me.
over. We need to recruit you over to Northeastern. That's a fact.
Like how? Like what we need to do?
Um,
I buy some more.
they and that's the sad part that I realized from coaching is a lot of these teams, and this is another thing that me and the coach said and talked about is with these coaches now, everybody want to be a coach.
Everybody want to be a coach, and
But
then people
everybody
got
is-
favoritism.
Everybody's not in the right mindset to be a coach, or they're not doing the sole purpose. A purpose of a coach is to teach the fundamentals, the basics, the way things go. You know what I'm saying? And even on a higher level, that is still your to mentor. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell my kids, yeah, we want to win, but at the end of the day, as long as you go out there and y'all boxing out, you getting rebounds, you playing good defense, we lose, we lose. As long as y'all go out playing, fighting, you know what I'm saying? Because if you go out and you play like you're supposed to, it's gonna be a good game. Win or lose.
Regardless. Regardless.
But if you go out there with the mindset of, like there was a lot of coaches that we seen that they wasn't in it for the kids. You know what I'm saying? We win, we lose, we lose. I'm still gonna love my kids. I'm still gonna teach them
As
basketball.
long as you left it all out there on the floor, you won't have no regrets.
Man, in them playoffs, you had coaches who left their kids. I'm talking about storm out in the playoffs because they lost.
We had a bad experience with JJ last basketball.
We was the
Let me tell you
only, we had them people came up to us and said, I just want to commend you. Y'all the first team that took a loss and you came out here and huddled your kids up and talked to them and congratulated them on their season. And how I said, well, we only lost 2 games and we lost this one game in the playoffs. But she said, we've had teams come through here. They wouldn't accept none of our gift bags, goodie bags, nothing. They left their kids, all that.
Don't shake hands at the end.
None of that.
Let me tell you something.
I punished the kid one time for that, and she wasn't even on my team. They lost a game, and she would not get in line and shake that girl hand. And I came right to her practice the next day. I said, "You running all day? Well, how many laps? You start running and you don't stop till I tell you."
You want to? I know
She
that's
running
right.
all day.
Yes, you have to have good
And you have to have, and it's not only. And let me tell you something. It's not just with, okay. It's not just with the kids having good sportsmanship. The parents.
Yeah.
My son had the worst. I had the worst basketball season to the point that I'm like, I need to find him somewhere else to go. And they don't want my son to go because it's like if he leave, it's almost like he's not gonna play soccer. And for them, because it's like, and I don't know how y'all moving, and y'all are all. Everybody has already lived in this district. Y'all got your own people. When I tell you the day playoffs, the police got called.
Shall we had to call the police at the playoffs because we had to call the police on this lady. She started cursing at the referee, and we was crowd control. And I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to give you benefit of the doubt. It's just best for you to just leave because these people they will call another region. And I don't know if you know, but they don't play.
We played. We
So-
we were in the city somewhere and we played them. And I mean, like it wasn't the other team. What was embarrassing, it was us. And what was really more embarrassing is that it was the coach's wife who was fussing with another parent. And I'm like, this
See,
parent,
that's
and
the
the coach
thing.
hand kid, like my son was not comfortable with one of the coaches.
Mhm.
And I, you know what I'm saying, like we was going back and forth through the issue and I was trying to tell him. And he was, the main coach wasn't really there because he had like 3 other teams he was coaching. So he kept leaving and we, took out, he was like, you come to me. But it's like, but if you don't go to the person who he has the issue with, like we're having a meeting, but the person who everybody has an issue with is not in there.
Yeah, so it's
That
defeating the
it's
purpose.
defeating the purpose because
It
how does my
has to be-
son become comfortable He can't. He's not gonna really play. He don't know what to do, or he don't understand why am I sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like I'm telling you, it's people in the back. Like, why he on the bench? Why he taking him out? Like here going, do what he gotta do, and take him out and sit. And they be like, why he taking him out? Literally, people in the back. Like, why would they take him out? What's he going on?
See, the thing is too, like for instance, whatever league or stuff that you get into, because like for example, this is my first year coaching, and they had some rules like each player is supposed to get equal amount of playing time or something like that. And you know, the way I kind of broke it down to my kids is who's tracking how much time I'm giving to who and who. You know what I'm saying? Because I've already talked to my kids, and they know you need to be in school. You need to be doing your work. Your grades need to be where they need to be at. I better not hear nobody tell me that you being disrespectful or you acting a fool, because I guarantee you, let me get a phone call that I need to come to one of your classrooms because you acting up. Best believe you're not playing, and your practice is going to be hell. Because one thing I don't like is a disrespectful child. Especially, you know what I'm saying, and you think I'm going to reward you by letting you start, and you know what I'm saying, because that's how you blow up kids' heads sometimes. You let them get away with so much. We're going to hold you accountable on all aspects.
That's right. Yeah,
because that's what the real world is going to do for you. They're going to hold you accountable. So, you know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to, you know, I tell them based off of how you participate in practice the day before a game and how you've been behaving in your grades will determine how much playing time you get. Because, like you and I know, and if I played any sports, when you get to the playoffs, you playing the best of the best. So, you're going to need your best players in there. Your best players might be the ones that carry the game. And that's just not, you know, yes, we want to teach the kids the basics, but you also got to be raw with them too and let them be, you know, aware, because there's no point in me sugarcoating something and you go off to high school and you think you got to make, listen, high school, you trying to try out against a minimum 50 kids. You know what I'm saying? So I need to make sure I train you and get your skill set up to the point where it ain't no question about whether or not you're making the team or not.
And these kids need to embrace laws like participation trophies and all that.
But I think what hurts the kids too is, again, like I said, those districts that people are raised in, and then they come in the favoritism. Because Tyshawn went trial for basketball. He did not, because they
got stacked teams.
They already had that. He like the team already set. I'm like, but how team set? Y'all just come trials. It's set. It's already set. But you know what I'm saying? That I think that hinders a child's confidence as well when they have that set, because it's just like, well, what am I going to trial for when they already got their people? They already have set who they want. So why am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I going to?
And that's it's crazy, because then what happens is they get an overflow like they did with this whole separate league that they did. So, you know, whatever kids that wasn't making that main team, they had people just go together and, okay, boom, we got 10 kids here, we'll make this a team. You got 10 kids there, you gotta make that team. How do, you know, we'll go in and you pay this, I pay that, and we'll just play against each other. So, like, for instance, Northeastern had, I swear to God, it was like 10 teams in just Northeastern team.
Yeah, NISA.
Yeah.
NISA, yeah.
So I'm like, why do y'all have this many teams?
We had his grade had a A and B team.
Child, they had an A, B, and C and a D team. And I'm talking to the you know, the guy that reached out to me because his kids played on one of a team that they put together or whatever. But he was like, I didn't even get to pick this team. This is just what I was given. It just so happened that, you know, I just said to myself, I'd rather my son come and play on my team and I coach my son than me put my son on a team that y'all think is stacked and my son ain't even getting no clock time because your uncle, your nephew, your niece, your son, your neighbor, all on your team.
Right.
So you just want my son on there because you know he's a good player, but you ain't even gonna give him the real time for it, you know? So I'm like, you know,
it's a waste of time. It's a waste of they're not getting the skills that they actually need to, you know what I'm saying?
And so that's why we want to consider making a skills camp, because, you know, that's, like you said, it's not giving the kids a chance to have the skill set to go, you know, well, I'm gonna try it anyway. And
it's not a lot of camps.
Yep.
Like there are not a lot of camps. As many as you can find in Maryland, there are not a lot of camps. That's the same.
The guy that's working
or they only last like 2 weeks or something like that.
The guy that I'm working with, he's from Baltimore, and they had a skills camp back there. And he was like, we need to get something up here like that. We don't have that. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, that would
we all need to coordinate because he's been talking. We had one, Like he was saying, like, pay $10 to come out. You know what I'm saying? And just work with them.
The thing is, when people think about opening stuff like that, people only think, okay, boom, the main idea is to open the skills camp. What's the skills camp for? Teach people the fundamental skills of basketball. They're not thinking past that because I'm thinking like, okay, boom, I'm open the skills camp, get that up and running. But then once you get that facility, you get that up and running, you can also do private personal sessions. How many boys do you see that is playing?
I pay for personal session.
That's what I'm saying. So you got kids that'll come.
And you got
parents that'll pay for you to work their kids out. You know what I'm saying?
From there, you could develop a team, an AAU team or a local.
So that's what I'm saying. So you got the skills camp. You can also do private personal sessions, and then from that, you can develop and run AAU teams out of there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple different things that you can do with it. It don't necessarily just have to be the skills.
It don't gotta stop. Like it starts with the skill camp, but it don't gotta stop there. You can still move forward.
And if you want to even take it even farther, you can make a whole athletic line, clothing and stuff like that.
Everything.
Yeah,
trips. And you know what I mean? I think a lot of these coaches, they don't realize coach is really a teacher for real, like you said. Ultimately, you're teaching them the game, whether you go 1-14 that season. If my kid really learned a lot, I would be happy. We went 1-14, but my daughter came out of there that season. And coaches change people's lives. You know what I'm saying? You can change these kids' lives with something you say to them or keeping them focused and keeping them out of the streets. I definitely commend you on that. Speaking of worst stories, what was some of your worst stories with a customer, like far as the drip and dip by Z?
I had somebody who, again, we talk about, I got a business, this how business run, but why is it different from me? You go to the store, you go to McDonald's, you pay for your food, you pay for your food to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I take cash payment, Now, granted, if it's somebody, I cash out you the money, cool. I normally take a deposit, or you could pay me up front. But I had somebody who was like, oh, well, no, I'm not going to pay you if you're not, like, how do I know you're going to bring my food? I said, okay, but when you order McDonald's or you order wherever you order, you pay Gucci. You know what I'm saying? You get them their money and you wait for your stuff to come. Like, I got to, if it make you feel any better, I'm licensed. So if you want to report me, you can. But what sense does it make in me messing up my own business by taking somebody's money and not?
So I'm supposed to make 40 strawberries and you bluff and I show up. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm taking a loss.
Right.
But no.
Right. So that was probably one of the worst things I had to do as far as deal with that. And it was just like, well, I don't know. I just don't feel. And I'm like, it's no hard feelings. If that's how you want to be, that's fine. That's cool. Because at the end of the day, I got people who going to pay me for their product. So I'm not, but that was one of the
Miss Story about to try Dripped and Dip by Z Strawberry live on air.
I tried to wait to the end of the show. I promise you. This is one sitting right here, right? And it's just like it kept calling my name. I'm sorry. Y'all.
Right now, hold on. Let us know which one she. All right, so which one is she?
That right there is gonna be a white chocolate one, and you're gonna have some pink drizzle, milk chocolate drizzle, and this they're called pink pearls.
Pink pearls. One time. Hold on. Let's see. And don't hold back on the sound effects for the app game. They want to hear it.
Go ahead, some more, right?
Mario Burger. Don't pay me no money. I'm sorry. Listen. I don't know how long y'all thought these was gonna sit here in my face.
So give us the walkthrough from bite by bite, chew by chew. So you took it out of the box, you bit.
Yeah, but you tasted.
And hold on, something. I definitely tell it different. Because yesterday I ate it.
Okay.
I just ate them straight, but just sitting here for a minute.
I can tell. So you see what I'm talking about as far as when they sit?
When they sit a little while, it's more like that room temperature.
And it's like the juices and the sweetness of the strawberry come out more. And then melt with the chocolate.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
You
need a napkin.
Listen, y'all support
Dripped and Dip by Z.
My other adopted child.
Hey, yo, you gotta invite us when the basketball season start back out too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping.
Thing,
I'm hoping and praying. We're supposed to go into green this Friday. So we go into green because that's what we was told, if we stay in yellow, the kids wouldn't even been able to have gym class because they got to keep 6 feet distance. But if we go into green, we can. And I'm glad I talked to my AD. I'm like, listen, I feel like, this is what we just need to put in plan. And she's like, yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. So that we just hit the ground running, So we get clear, we stay in this green, then
start sending out emails, giving the parents. So do y'all do off-season workouts and stuff? Like that?
We wanted to. We originally had planned to. We originally had our kids in what we were going to do was a summer camp with the kids. So they were going to get some academics during the day, and then after, I think 12 would have been the end of their academics, it was like 8 to 12, and then we would just do like basketball skills, and then we were going to have one group that was, pretty much developed more. So our kids that have already been playing ball, because like, for example, on our third grade team, none of my kids have ever dribbled the ball before. And I was able to get them, like, I mean, if you could have seen them, I've had people, I'm walking down the block.
You should document that. You should document that too, like that.
I've had people come up to me like, man, I just want to commend you on the job you did. Like, from their first game up until now, what you give them kids? And I mean, what it is I will come in, I will pick kids up, bring them to the school. We had the school 6 o'clock in the morning before school even started in the gym, training the kids.
Dedication.
Yeah. So what we planned on doing originally before this COVID stuff came out was we was gonna have them in it was a summer team, like a tournament. So we had a tournament, kick that off into the summer camp thing where they was going to do academics and train and stuff like that. And then we would have them ready for the next season. But because that happened, we couldn't even do open gym. So it kind of was just like, because we have access to our own gym and stuff like that at the school, and then we couldn't even really take the kids to the court or anything like that because they started blocking off
down all the outdoor
all the courts and stuff like that. So I'm hoping, if we go in green, we stay in green. We could just start training, and we go back to school earlier than everybody. Our start date is August 10th.
Wow.
I think the kids go back that following week, or the 16th, I believe it is. But we start earlier than most people, and we get out late. Because actually, we still in school right now.
So, what's some precautions, in the athletic field that y'all could take, considering Corona and parents gonna be scared, like keeping, maybe hand sanitizer on the side or.
Yeah, that's one thing. And like, I know for example, we always took and washed the kids' uniforms, just so we knew they were getting washed, they were getting clean, correctly.
So they would give them to y'all like after the game.
Yeah, we would give them out to them before the game, and then collect them at the end, and we would wash them at the school.
That's dope. That's dope.
It just saves the hassle from parents having to have that responsibility.
And to look through the whole house for the jersey.
And trying to find the jersey because that is.
Yeah, we had, and I'm kind of glad we did it that way because we've had teams where they show up and the kids gotta flip jersey. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to put on somebody's sweaty jersey. I know they look kids, but little kids get a little funky too.
That's a fact.
But I think as far as just, making sure, just doing the stuff that you're supposed to do, as far as staying clean, if the kids got a water bottle, make sure we labeling it in, and you're not drinking off somebody else's water bottle, or if your parents.
I've seen a lot of kids do that too.
Yeah, have your parent hold it. And I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I've always been a person like I don't drink enough for everybody, and I always have my own water bottle. But it is something that's common, especially with
football.
Yeah, especially if it's a squeezy bottle. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that my actual doctor had pointed out to me is like you don't really realize how much you spit when you talk. It's not like you spitting on people, but just from you just having casual conversation. So imagine you playing a game and you just been running. You come on the sideline, you breathing all heavy, and you got your germs coming out, and you want to get some of this water, and you put your germs on that water, and then you giving it back to this person. It's just. And you're not thinking of it consciously.
Like,
what you think about the NBA supposedly supposed to be coming back July 31st?
I'm ready for it. I can't wait. And that's why I say, it got to be somewhere. They done closed down Harley Davidson and the NBA. This Corona stuff got to be real. Nobody shut down their factory. Right. Nobody shut down the NBA.
They shut down the whole
NBA.
It's crazy.
And it wasn't even like it was like, we going to keep doing the games and it was just like, nah, boom. Till further.
Well, because some of the players was just like, yeah, they ain't doing it. So it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It was just
Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant.
It was like, I'm not coming back. It was like, I come back to this zone.
So I think it's going to be a mutiny within the NBA, and it's going to be a tough discussion. It's going to be almost like when they had the strike season back. This way before your time, like '99, they had the short strike season.
Well, I was born in '96. I was little, but I was. I mean, See, the thing is people gotta understand too. Like this ain't it's somebody's livelihood. So it don't matter because this disease ain't picking and choosing if it's gonna hit wealthy people, if it's gonna hit famous people, if it's gonna hit the poor people, the black people, the white people. It's hitting who it's hitting.
Right. Whoever get it.
Miss Rona ain't playing. So, if people is putting their livelihood over their money, I mean, you can't really be mad at them about it. You know what I'm saying? Especially, people like, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Like, it's not like they got to think about themselves. They got a family. People got families that
real humans here. It's not just a product that you put on the court, like.
And especially when they push it out, like people with asthma, allergies, or this or that, like y'all, like
people who got calcium deficiency.
Yes.
There's gonna be a lot of elderly people that go to the NBA games.
You got any people, and think about it, they do a lot of things like with the John Hopkins? No, not John Hopkins, but like the kids who St. Jude. So like when you got the kids who, they not gonna, they want to see a basketball player, or this is the trick that they got, they susceptible.
Yeah.
They, when the people
a lot of kids too, people bringing in.
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna be tough. It's a tough world.
It's
a tough world we live in.
And like the crazy part is yes, that's how the NBA and sports managers make a lot of money. But then again, like if you got your people that that's just similar. Like they have that issue they was talking about when LeBron James was talking about on the whole Black Lives Matter issue. And the girl made the comment that he need to shut up and dribble. I'm like, at the end of the day, before that man is an athlete, he is.
That same reporter, right? That same reporter.
Is that the one that got fired? Did she get fired?
She did what?
Did she get fired?
I don't think so, but she said that about LeBron. LeBron needs to shove and dribble. This was some time ago. And now when Drew Brees, Drew Brees had gotten in trouble. And she said the same similar thing. She said, like, I'm paraphrasing it, but she was like, oh, y'all need to cut Drew Brees some slack. Instead of saying he need to shove and hype the ball. Like, he pretty much doing the same thing LeBron was saying. But when it's LeBron need to shove and dribble. But Drew Brees, white quarterback, superstar, Hall of Famer. Oh, cut him some slack. And she caught a lot of flack for that. And cancel culture is real. We got the world by the balls right now.
Right,
we can really go get Africa. I think we can go get Africa, y'all.
And then because at the end of the day, LeBron he's still a black man, no matter what. Like,
and that's what I said before anything.
That was very insensitive of her to double standard. Like, okay, but LeBron need to shove and dribble. You should have kept that same energy. Drew Brees, you need to shove and hype the ball. And I would have respected her. Like, like people with Confederate flags, I respect them. I love them. People with Confederate flags, and at least they let you know I can see you right a mile away.
See, that's the divide between the North and the South. You go, up here in the North, the people are sitting in your face, be high kiki with you, laugh, and have a nice day. And then get around people that look like them and talk about you like a dog, but at least the people down south will tell you straight to your face.
I don't rock with you, and I respect you. Like make America great and all that. Hey, listen, salute with that shit, what you believe. I can respect your stance. I don't rock with you, GB. As opposed to you be around me days and years and co-workers. Like they got Vince Crab Shack down in Maryland. They shut his whole operation down from some Facebook stuff. And you making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Off of us. Coming in food stamps. And he made a post. He said, I bet they won't burn down the social service office. And they panned him down.
And see, the crazy part is people think that
why not?
Yeah, people think that they doing this. And the crazy part is it's people who people think is dumb. City Girls, Young Miami. Okay? Everybody be like, oh, she's so ratchet. Same thing with Cardi. People be baffled.
But Cardi is
talking about stuff.
Cardi is small.
And I'm like, see,
she's very
Tekashi, even though he a rap, but
bruh, that man know what he's doing. And I said that the sad part is the media have y'all so caught up in this realm of this is how these people is
stereotype.
And this is how you know what I'm saying. So
y'all from her starting off on Love and Hip Hop, and how she like, and it was just like, to me, I thought she was, I was like, she funny, but even within she being there, she was still about her business. That's why I respected her, because like, okay, and she told I feel like I want to be around people that's 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like the mistake, right? Keep wrong, because the mistakes that you made. You might tell a story and that could help somebody be like, you know what? And they might not want to tell you they're going through the same situation or they gone through the situation. and you sitting there, you telling them this and that, and it was like she was, no matter what, she was always real. She was ratchet, yeah, she was, but she was about her business. She pulled up on herself. Oh, you gonna do this? Oh, you gonna do that? No. And like she like, how you supposed to be helping me? Would you help somebody? Like she was still always about her money, always about her business, no matter what.
That's one thing I realized today. I said the sad part is social media, the way the social media is presented to us. You know, y'all viewing it as one thing, but y'all don't sit here, and that's just like most people, like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, you know, Wale. Them people might have not had that degree right when they first started, but once they got in the game and they got to a point, a lot of these people have degrees.
Lil Wayne went back to college. Quavo from the Migos, he just went back to high school.
He went back, got his.
Lil Wayne inspired him to go
so
back.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can't be letting the media fool you. Like
PhD,
this.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq a doctor.
Oh, Shaq's a genius.
And
that's a classic example of that Cardi B. When Shaq, you thought he was a big dummy because he looked a little cross-eyed and he did something.
Can't make a free throw.
Big right. Couldn't make a free throw.
To save his life.
You would think Shaq is very smart.
But yeah, and it kind of, I don't want to say it shocked me because I know, you know, you got to expect the unexpected, but, you know, Young Miami was on there and she was talking about the fact that, you know, people is like, oh, people was riding and they looting, they crazy. I'm like, see, they getting in your head saying like, oh, they crazy, they wilding, they doing this. I said, but what y'all don't fail to realize, and this is what Young Miami pointed out is these people's stores that they tearing up. We're not telling you to tear up the small black-owned businesses, but these big Targets and Walmart, she like, I'm not condoning it and riding and looting it. But the thing is they doing this, and so the people doing this, they getting stuff done because you know this. Target like, well, we can rebuild our stores.
Jordan
now we
$100 million.
They start donating money for
we can extort the whole world right now.
Like, we want y'all to stop tearing up our stuff. All right, this is what we gotta do to give y'all this money to help y'all with y'all cause. We really they might not really care.
I got an email from Vans. We stand with the black community. I email with Uber. I got an email from like I can go with my thing and say stand with, and you'll see 4 or 5.
Spotify said.
You can shake down the world right now, but see, this is the important part. We can't fumble the ball.
Yeah,
it's too many chefs in the kitchen trying to make the strawberries. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need some clear-cut leadership right now because we can take a page from the mob, from the Hebrew mob, from just other cultures. And the Jewish people after the Holocaust, they had the world by the balls. They was able to leverage that traumatic situation and that horrible person, which is Hitler, and use that to get their own country back, Israel, get their own,
get everything back running.
So they took a loss,
and that's why I was upset with Atlanta. I was upset with Atlanta because if you think Atlanta, you think black owned, black businesses, black mayor. You know what I'm saying? Black policemen, black fire, everything is just black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is the black business. Like if you want to go.
Beyonce,
black cat with a black business. It's like Wakanda. That's what Tia's like.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, you can do all that riding and looting and whatever if that's what you choose to do, but don't tear up our own stuff. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of it is to get them, like you said, get them by their balls and get them to do.
We was talking about like a boycott, like you know what I'm saying, versus instead of doing the protesting. You know, like we was looking into
Rosa Parks
and seeing how long the boycott lasted for the bus, and it lasted a whole entire year.
A year,
so it was
15
like,
days.
Yeah, it was like something like this is not going to take. Oh, it's going to take a few days. Oh, it's going to take like you know what I'm saying. It's like switch it from doing a protest to actually doing a boycott. Find something. You know what I'm saying.
The good part is the good part is we got everybody on board. This is the first time in how many years? All 50 states.
Floyd's gonna change the world. Floyd.
All 50 states.
Floyd was change the world. That was it. That was the need.
That was the breaker. Yeah, that was the nail in the coffin. And now with him doing it, it's now with everybody doing it, it's so much stuff coming out that you didn't see.
Yep.
Like I just seen, but I seen apparently last year, I forgot what state. I'll double check it so I can make sure. But apparently last year it was a 42-year-old guy. The same thing happened to him.
I can't watch no more than myself.
No, it didn't show a video. It was just the article. But now all these articles are starting to come out with the same
kind of thing. But they pushing the guy neck like this, and then later on he went to the hospital. He died later on.
Like, crazy
they know what they doing.
This 42-year-old guy, the guy had on his neck, and he said I can't breathe in the office in response to him on record saying, I don't care. He's on recording telling him, I don't care. And he died. 42-year-old man.
Well, you see, they push that. Look, they don't care. They gonna push that 60-something-year-old white man down.
And did you see the video of the 12-year-old boy?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 12-year-old boy. They had him around, they had his arm around his neck, and the guy was recording. He was like, "You can't him like that. You gotta call his parents. You're not supposed to apprehend him like that." They had him in the handcuffs. They dragged him, all this other stuff. So when the guy was like, "You can't have your arm around his neck," he took like this and kind of like put his hand over his ear, like he was holding it. I'm like, "Come on, now, like They put him in the car, and then took him out and put him on the ground. And then 2 other cops come. Why do y'all need 4 cops for a 12-year-old? And nobody called. I was like, yo, and I said, at this point in time, I would have died. Because I promise you, I would have went off. I don't even care if that wasn't my child. To sit there and watch that.
It just makes you upset.
To sit there and watch that was crazy. I was like that's a 12-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy he's standing there, he recording, and he like, no, you can't. I wouldn't have been able to stand there and record. You would have shot me, or you would have did whatever, because you would have got off of him. There's no possible way that I can stand there and watch you be on a 12-year-old like that.
Did y'all hear about? Did you hear about? It was a black guy in Michigan. He was going to view a home to purchase it from a white cop, and he went in there and he seen a KKK application on his wall, photographed it, Facebook and everything. He got fired, but he went in the cop because the cop, probably not forgot about him trying to sell his house. Black guy came in there and seen it, photographed.
The cop got
he had a
fired?
KKK application on his wall, framed on his wall. You can Google this. It was in the
But I'm
news.
saying the cop got fired?
Yeah, the cop got fired because even though it was in his personal home, when you take the oath to be a cop, you gotta the ethics, uphold those ethics. So when that came out. So it's a lot of them, man. Like you never know.
Not even just kind of FedEx out here releasing people to them. Some man was doing something trying to replicate how Floyd had passed away or whatever. And
I seen it.
Child FedEx released his style. The man probably didn't even know he was fired. The world knew he was fired before he knew he was fired.
But they did it. Somebody did it up here too.
Somebody was saying
I just read the article in like Springersburg township or somewhere like that. The guy they was doing the one guy was on the couch, the other guy was on him, and he was like, I can't breathe. The guy was saying I can't breathe, whatever, and he was laughing about it. So then when it came out, the one that was on the couch was like, well, I'm mixed.
That's still something.
So that don't make it no better if you mix and you said this is not a joke. That man lost his life. That man called out for his mother. And then once
his mother is dead.
And because this is what they say. They say when it's in your time of passing, you can't see. They say when it's in your time of passing, you see the person. If they have already passed, you see the person you love the most. And I believe it to be true. So he called out for his mother.
Right.
And he died the same day as his mother? He died like 2 years, whatever, but on the same day as his mother. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh my God, like I was in tears when I heard my mom, like, oh my God, like I can't, how? And how are you okay with this? And then your hand just in your pocket. Like, all this is just crazy. And it's like, I have black sons. I got black daughters. Like, I don't trust y'all,
And the crazy part is for a while, it was like, how do I, like, it's a fear of mine, or how do I tell my, my black sons or my black students, but I'm like, it's at the point now where it ain't even whether I'm male or female. It's just the whole point of not being
the whole nother color. Right. I got it. Right.
Because I don't know if this man might be upset and just having a bad day or you know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy how this stuff is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
and now they say now everybody is kind of blaming on George Zimmerman. They taking it back and was like, they should have made an example out of him.
To start, I predicted, I said, yo, once this, if he gets found innocent, from then on it's going to be back-to-back race wars and all that. Yo, shout out to solidaritybracelet.org. Make sure y'all visit solidaritybracelet.org. All the profits from this purchase of this solidarity bracelet.org go to African American charities
You gotta show YouTube. You gotta
Oh,
stop.
my fault. YouTube.
You need to stop neglecting
My
YouTube.
fault. YouTube gang. Solidaritybracelet.org. Shout out my man Johnny Bangers. So before we winding down, but one of the topics we did want to discuss today, speaking of stereotypes and all that, is I really want to pose it more as a question, like, is it that African Americans don't tip, or that we don't know how to tip?
This is a
And
great
you worked
question.
and you worked right in there, so yeah.
This is a great question. And I will honestly answer that question and say it is a combination of both. For example, when I first started serving, I was one of the people like, I ain't tipping, y'all chose this is the job you chose. But then as I got into the industry of serving and bartending, it's kind of like, well, yes, I did chose this job, but at the same time, you want a service, the least you could do is give me, 15% if I'm doing a good job, at least 20.
Right.
And then once you start serving a bar, somebody $10, unless the bill is higher and it's a different percentage or whatever. But like I said again, I think personally though, sometimes they just don't know, because some places, Black people don't only do this. It's not only when you have don't tip either, but see the difference between them is in their country. So like in Europe countries and stuff like that, their servers are paid an hourly actual base rate. So where they're making about $10, $15 an hour, tips to them are literally tips.
Right.
Whereas here in America, our money that we make from our tips from serving and bartending is what we're making. We only make $283 an hour. That ain't even enough to cover taxes when they take your taxes out, because I ended up paying in because of it. So like I said, it's a combination of sometimes people don't know. But when it comes to Black people, I would say they probably just don't know, and sometimes they do just say, well, they don't, because when you get into the field and you kind of understand, it's kind of like, oh, like I had to explain to my dad how to tip, and he didn't know at first because he would tip, but it'd be like $1. And I'm like,
See, I think Black people, it's not that they don't tip. I think African Americans, Black people, I think we tip based on service.
Yes.
So if the service sucked $2-3, service was exquisite, $15-20.
And see also, but what people in the service field got to understand too, because I've had to jump on a couple people's backs. I've had people tell me they didn't want to take these people because they were Mexican, or they didn't want to take people because they Black and they not going to tip. I had somebody do that to these Puerto Rican people. Oh, I ain't going to take. I take them. I got a good person, and I always tell people, if you're a good server or a good bartender, one tip is not going to mess up all your money for the day. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I took this table, and I think that day I had worked an all-nighter too. I was there all day from 11, and I ended up closing. And these people came in. It was a large party. Nobody wanted to take them, and they knew what they wanted. They was loud, but they was having fun. And the man's like, I don't want them people to take me and serve me. I'm glad you took me, because for the simple fact of I work hard just like you do or anybody else do. So if I want to take my family out and have them enjoy a good time, then that's what I'm going to do. And I always explain to people, you don't know if that's that person's last $50 that they had to feed their family.
I literally, when we were talking, I said that was like sometimes you have to think about, it's not about if it's not a good tip, but sometimes you have to think, what if somebody just like, I want to do something for my kids, I want to do something for my family because we've been doing it, and then we got some extra money. Mm-hmm. But you might not, once the bill comes, you might not have as much to tip. So it may not always be a person.
And I always tell you, you can't do that because one, you don't know, and two, you being prejudiced.
Right. Absolutely.
Man, them people, their bill was probably like $200-$300. That man took me $150 and then came back and gave me another $70 and said, I'm giving you this because for the simple fact that you took us and you treated us with the same amount of respect that you would any other person you would, and you didn't stereotype us and think we was not going to tip you. So boom, take that. On top of all the money I had made all day.
And I bet they was made.
They was hating.
They was hating.
Right that store like this.
Right. Cheesy.
Like, matter of fact, y'all hungry? Y'all want some?
Greg Bugsy Morning Show.
You be like, thank you for giving me that tip. Really,
we're gonna go into overtime. We're going to extra innings, like my mother say. We're going to extra innings. So what about the reality of there may be some that don't know how to tip? What I mean by that is somebody might can't figure out what 17% of something is because of the lack of
knowledge,
basic math.
And that's a real thing. And when I tell you it's a real thing, it's a real thing, and it's really sad because the educational system that we've had so far, man, to help them learn these skills that they either missed out or don't quite understand. And people don't understand how vital that is. These little fundamentals, like how to be able to know 5 times 5 is 25.
Figure out even if you go to Old Navy, they say 25% off. You should be able to.
Boom.
You shouldn't have to.
Pull out your calculator.
Yeah, you should know. You know. Oh, I automatically know if I'm doing with percentage. I got to move my decimal 2 places over. Like, you know, that's not something that the kids know now. You know, and I didn't realize it was as serious as a problem until I'm in the classroom with the kids, and we're talking to the kids, and they just seem so confused. And I'm like, this is common sense.
And then they switching up how they do math.
And I think that's
how you gonna switch up how you do long division?
I know they do like boxes or something like that. I'm like, what is these boxes? Can I just get regular division? 3 divided by 245. Like,
and see, the way is they're trying to get the kids different options to, because what might work for you might not work for me.
Right.
And I understand that because I was the only one in my classroom that did multiplication with lattice. Everybody else did the long way. I would get confused, so I use lattice. Whereas now, a lot of people hate lattice, but I teach it to some of the kids, and it makes perfect sense. So it's a lot of things that are involved in that situation. It's the teachers needing to be willing and open to try to find different ways to teach the kids how to do the things. But it also falls back on the parents also have to be on that other end to support them as well as, okay, well, let's learn how to do this together. So I know when you sit down and you're doing this, that you're practicing it the correct way. Or even if I don't understand something, I need to be able to reach out to the teacher to make sure the teacher can give me the resources, tools, and knowledge to help make sure you understand. You know what I'm saying? But
we have to have
Dripped and Dipped by Z.
Yes. Find her on
In the
Instagram.
building.
Strawberries look good. Make sure y'all hit up on Instagram too. You see the card right there.
Yes, sir.
YouTube gang. Look at the strawberries.
Gang, 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 gang.
And you got, well, you know, as we wrapping up, we'll run down, you know, your items and your menu one more time.
So we do jumbo chocolate covered strawberries. You can get milk chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate. I have different toppings that you can put on the strawberries. And strawberry toppings also can go on the pretzels. I do chocolate covered pretzels. You can get strawberry crunch, Oreo crunch. We do a Reese's peanut butter flavoring for strawberries and the pretzels. I also dip other fruits. You can do the same thing on those other fruits too as well. Right now we got pineapples, mangoes, bananas. If there's any other fruit you want to get, I have suggestions for apples. I'm gonna probably in the next couple of days or so get my hands on some raspberries, blackberries, cherries, and do them. We do cheesecakes as well, so mini cheesecakes and large cheesecakes. And the cheesecake flavors is cherry, blackberry, raspberry, caramel, cinnamon. I'm just about to add and strawberry, but I'm about to add a pineapple upside down.
Yeah, when that comes,
you got any type of ideas?
When that come, hit you Dr. Mother. Now listen, have you thought about, because I told you I don't like soft pretzels. Have you thought about like soft pretzels? Like, can that be done?
Or do you need one of those machines, like that machine they make them in?
The technique I would use for that, to be quite honest with you, because it's a soft pretzel, is I would do it how I would do the drizzles. So the way I do my regular pretzels, instead of just dipping them in the chocolate, what we do is I drizzle the chocolate on there very close and finely, pick it up that way. It actually adds texture and adds to the physical appearance of the pretzel, and aesthetics of the pretzel. But that's how I would do it for a soft pretzel, because I feel like it would just hold better instead of indulging that whole pretzel into the soft pretzel into it. But it could be a possibility, or you could just do like a drizzle design on them.
I'm just saying, because I
Dripped and Dipped by Z. Make sure y'all go on
whatever you want me to make.
We should try that.
Instagram at Dripped and Dip, the letter N. Okay, at Dripped and Dip. Facebook, the same thing, Dripped and Dip. And Twitter, the same thing. You can't beat it. Drip and Dip. Shout out to my mother. She tuned in. She's a retired teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she will love her some Z.
Hi, Jackie.
Mom, I'm gonna get you some strawberries now. And Z is also a coach
for the youth. Shout out to Zito Shaw tapping in. He said, "Are they THC infused?"
Not yet.
Not yet. She working on the.
And that's a good thing. See, and I see the difference. And I got to look into the legalities of that too as well, because for the simple fact that, you know, as we're moving forward with the 2020, CBD, THC, and stuff like that is becoming legal. You can get licensed to sell and stuff like that. And you can buy CBD products.
You can buy
CD products from us.
Email me, Greg@bangers.com. We can get you the tincture, whatever you need, whatever.
Is mine Miss Shawnee or is it just Shawnee? Is mine Miss Shawnee or is it just Shawnee at Bangers?
I think it's Shawnee. But we should change the Miss Story at Bangers.com so the people will know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We got Z in the building. Dripped and dipped by Z. So another quick question. You know, with this Buy Black movement, have you done any research like that? You know, black owned orchards. You were talking about looking for an orchard, strawberries.
Yeah. So as far as any black owned orchards, I don't have any in mind. The crazy part is my grandpa, or my great grandpa, Pepe. He used to grow his own fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. But he just recently gave up that land to the school that I work at. So the kids grow stuff there.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's literally in walking distance to the Hope Garden the kids have from the school.
Can anybody go look at it?
I'm pretty sure you could. It's the Hope Street Garden. It's on Hope Street. It's actually near Princess Street. You know where the Princess Street Center is? Yeah, so it's near that way. And we walk the kids down there all the time. For field trips, you know, they go out there, they do lessons out there, plan lessons out there, stuff like that. Kids love it. So I can actually see if I can work with them to see if I've grown any strawberries, because, you know, it's the CEO of the school is a black man. So that would be something good that we could look into. But I still have, I've got a couple of orchards in mind that I want to reach out to. But as far as knowing if they're black owned, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if we have any farmers or.
See, we got a long way to go. Containers, right. Look.
Yeah.
See, there's some business opportunities for y'all African Americans.
Anybody selling containers,
labels, shipping. See, we got a long way to go. So like, you know, we was talking about this Buy Black movie. I'm saying start from the beginning of your day. Your toothbrush. Is there any toothbrush companies?
Yeah.
Your toothpaste, your mouthwash.
Oh yeah, I know my toothpaste.
Your facial care.
Charcoal powder. And it's a black guy who makes it, and everything is all organic. And I tend to do more stuff like that, because one thing we got a movement that they've been talking about recently online is the brand versus the CEO. You know, they got a lot of these. What's been coming up is these black promoted hair products, and they made by non-black people. So how you gonna tell me?
See, we did some of that yesterday too, because I use the Main Choice, because we're all natural, you know what I'm saying? And I love her hair products. So they pulled up on the site, you know, all the black owned hair care, and she was on the non-black owned. I'm like, wait a minute, I followed her from as she started, because I started following her on Facebook, and she was making a product. She was a nurse making a product, but she on the black, and I screenshot it and sent it to her. Like, you see you on here? Right. So then I sent it to her page, her actual personal page, and then I sent it to.
She's like, I need to figure this out.
Right. I sent it to her personal page, and then I went on the Main Choice page and sent it to her, and they responded back like, "We seen it. Go ahead and see our post." So I looked at the post, and they were just, you know, saying, you know, we all whatever. But then I seen somebody at the bottom commenting like, "I love your product. Please don't tell me that this is not a black owned company." So she came back and was like, "They're black owned, but they're public." So I came down and was like, okay, I'm confused. Like, so is it not black owned? So he just saying she sold. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? Like, she sold it, and now anybody can have a share. So you write on the company. So anybody, but she still herself makes the product.
That's a good question. So.
But then that's like black owned.
You know, we support black owned. We support Dripped and Dipped by Z. We support WR Radio. But when I sell my app to Roku TV, or I sell my app to Amazon, does that stop supporting me? Like you said, what's her name? The Main Choice.
The Main Choice.
The Main Choice. African American hair care.
Courtney Adelaide. Courtney Adelaide.
Courtney Adelaide. You followed her from the beginning, so she was able to grow and get big enough to sell to a publicly traded company. She's worth 100 million.
100 million.
Or the company did 100 million.
No, she's worth 100 million.
She's worth 100
Last year
million.
she was 100,000.
So why not can support that to show that viable? You know what I'm saying? To these other companies, that, you know what I'm saying? That might help the next hair care company say, oh, the main choice is continue to be successful and get support. Let me go ahead and buy. You know what I'm saying? So we cancel them as soon as WR Radio, as soon as I sell to CBS or I sell to Viacom or something. That means cancel now. You're not independent.
And see, what I think is you got to stop being so small-minded, and it
Thank
goes
you.
back to again of being about old money. Because if we put ourselves up in a position where we can be, the big companies that buy out the smaller companies and pay them out, you know what I'm saying? Because that would feel even more great. But at the end of the day, why are you gonna be mad at the next person for selling their company and still doing numbers and still making her money and still worth a lot of money and still having business and traveling and stuff like that? She's setting down, her foundation to build her empire. How you gonna be mad? Instead of being mad,
She
how
might
about
be
you
getting
ask her
royalties.
for her steps?
She can still be getting royalties.
How about
And she can still, they might have gave her a salary to stay on board. Like
She
Beats
right,
by
because she
Dre.
is. She's
Beats
still
by
on
Dre,
board.
classic example. Beats by Dre, right here. You know what I'm saying? When Apple came and bought Beats by Dre, they still gave Dr. Dre a handsome contract to stay on board and run the company.
And
Sean
sometimes-
John, all these big companies, Rockaway, when Rockaway was bought, they still gave Jay a salary. When Rockefeller Records was bought by Universal and they still gave Jay-Z president of the whole Def Jam, let him retain his logo. So do we not support Rockefeller Records no more? We don't support Kanye, Rihanna, you know what I mean? Those type of people because now they owned by a bigger conglomerate. Or do we support them early on so they don't have to sell out?
But
She could have
she
made
made-
100 million in the trenches if we was doing this prior to Floyd and all that. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? If y'all feel bad about these companies that is no longer 100% black owned, the next company make their numbers go crazy. But they can, hey, you know what? Estee Lauder, thank you for the $100 million offer, but I'm making 20 million here, so I'm slated to do that. Thanks, but no thanks. But we, you know what I'm saying? So it's a long process, and we developing the
And that's one thing that we have to make sure we be careful about. I'm all for the Black movement, supporting black businesses and
you're
helping
right.
everybody get more. But you also have to be careful. You don't want to fall into the depths of thinking. Don't let it mess up what you could be putting in because like you said, prime example. Regular black people, she canceled. She sold her business. But at the end of the day,
That's for a role model. That's a role model for my daughter. Oh my
she
God,
was
she
still,
became
setting herself up.
So this is what they posted as a response to them. So what they're basically saying is that they are ran by both black men. It started off with a black woman, Courtney Adelaide, but it's still currently being operated by a team of talented black women and men. But they want to make it clear that we are a part of a public company, MAV Beauty Brands, which is a global personal care company dedicated to providing consumers with premium quality, authentic products. So they partner with them. But I mean, like she started
Zito
off
Shaw.
with one.
Well,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Zito Shaw said a very good point. Most large companies buy so they don't have to compete. That's why Apple bought Beats by Dre. It was the headphone part, but Beats, they was ready to start their own streaming site. Like
Right.
Spotify, Beats Music, where you could, and that would have been bigger than Tidal, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Same thing with a lot of these.
Yeah, that
They'll
makes
buy so they don't have to compete with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to
And
Rihanna.
sometimes
Rihanna's
you
making
gotta
so much
pick and
money.
choose
Listen,
when
yes.
you want to do that because, like you're saying, prime example. You notice a lot of people been doing a lot of this talk, man. When Rihanna gonna drop this? When Rihanna gonna do this? When she gonna do that? But have y'all been paying attention to what
she
Rihanna
doing
been
everything.
Rihanna's making so much money with that Fenty.
That
man. She
Fenty
wanna
is
drop Another
ridiculous.
song a
She
day in her
done,
life.
listen, she done started off with a couple. I'll guarantee you, but start off and she just had an idea. She wanted to drop a couple makeup products, and it
went
took
crazy.
off. So not only do she got just the makeup line, she got the clothing line, the workout wear, the lingerie, and all that other stuff. And I mean, you gotta give it to her because you look at some of this product, you be like,
Dope.
dang,
Because
like,
everybody
They
don't
look
right.
They just smack baby fat on a pair of jeans like she really got some dope stuff.
And
Yeah.
it's like, and the crazy part is she make her brand, like her makeup brand, It
It's
is
not
really
expensive,
made
and it's not
for
expensive.
everybody, and
Yep.
it's not expensive. Same thing. Another black-owned business makeup plant. I don't know if y'all heard about Super. The crayon case from New Orleans. She started off as a server. Billionaire now. I'm talking about blew up and reasonable price makeup, good quality makeup, nice pigmented. Juvia's Palace, same thing. That is the best $25 foundation I've ever spent in my life. And I swear by when I wear makeup, I swear I will pay the $65 in a heartbeat to get my expensive brand makeup.
We need some quality colognes on the African right? Not Sean John Rockaway cologne from Mount Browns and Co-Factory. You asked God for a man, you left him because he had on Rockaway cologne. You feel me? My man Zito Shaw, you feel me? Another shout out to Zito Shaw.
Yeah, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in with us and commenting.
Never signed the non-compete contract.
That's right.
That's a fact. Let's pin that. Yo, we gonna continue the conversation here. This is our little town hall meeting right here, and we gonna get some voices from the other side. You know what I mean? And I feel like we could sit here all day, but this what I need y'all to do is look at these Strawberries Facebook game, and I need y'all to hit up Dripped and Dipped on all platforms. And
listen, she will make it work
with the
to
letter
get
N,
it to you.
the letter N, Dipped. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Support this young lady right here. She started from the mud. She shared her story. You know what I mean? And
can you tag her on it, like in the comments? Can you?
I don't know at the moment. You know what I'm saying? As technologically savvy as I used to be. You know what I'm saying? But I can tag her
happens.
Yeah.
08 happens.
When I go edit the post, you know what I mean? I can definitely tag her in there. Man, support this young lady. You know what I'm saying? And she's a teacher for the youth, and she's a youth basketball coach, and she's got some really tasty stuff. I'm interested in the Reese's joint.
Yeah,
you know
and they're really good, actually. Like, really, that was one thing when I made it. I was like, I gotta try this. Like, right away, I ain't even gonna wait. This is pretty good.
And maybe look into like sourcing some stuff, like Cinnabon. They get special cinnamon from Facebook. Don't worry about it. We still live on the @gang. They got their own cinnamon, like cinnamon. It's different, like you know what I'm saying.
It's their own flavor and brand. Yeah.
And look over to the motherland, get some strawberry shit from the motherland or something.
Hey, something. I gotta make some shit. That's what I'm saying. Like I gotta look into, cause like I said,
it's an everyday process. It's like tentacles of an octopus. My brother, he got his master's in business. You know what I'm saying? And they say it go out levels, right? He freaked me out. He's like, it go out in tentacles, and then it go 3-dimensional. It's deep. Like, okay, you got graphic design. You got social media.
It's so much stuff that you don't realize that you need.
Purchasing.
I'm thinking a logo. My logo is the same thing as my brand or my flyer, my menu. I can use my menu as my logo. No, that's a whole different thing. And I found out your logo is the picture that you want to do. It's not going to be the same with your business card. It's your logo, because you can have your logo on your business card. So then that's why I was like, well, let me go get a logo made. And then, like you say, marketing. You get a website. I'm thinking marketing it's just me posting in, marketing and promoting is two different things.
And so sales is a part of marketing. I took marketing 101, and sales is within the marketing department.
Yeah, so and then I'm like, well, what would you do for marketing? Okay, well, you can give out shirts with your brand on it after a certain amount of price, but then also leave them shirts on a website. You can purchase a shirt if you want to.
Merch, and that'll take off, or even ingredients. You know what I'm saying? That's how you go global. If somebody can buy the kit, and they can just go get their own strawberry,
and make them themselves.
The Drip and Dip kit, and then you can go global, and then they won't come buy you out in Nabisco, and then they gonna try to cancel you. Drip and Dip by Z is sold out in Nabisco. You know what I mean? So one last question, and like I said, you always welcome, because I enjoy the conversation. I can see that you're elevated and have an open mind, and we need to spread that energy. So one last question. So we talked about the worst, customer experience and stuff. What was like your best customer experience? Like it just floored you, want to cry and blush?
Or that one that made you like, this is it.
Like, yeah, just like, oh man, this was amazing customer.
I would say there's two people that come to mind. One is gonna be my godfather, for the prime example of the man take care of me regardless. And when I first made the strawberries or whatever, I had made them because I work for the man. So I'm like, I'm giving these to you for you. I made a batch. I have some left over. No matter what he do, I turn around and somewhere showed up. I got extra $40. Your thing was only $10. Why I got $40 sitting in my glove compartment? You know what I'm saying? He's like, at the end of the day, I understand you giving it to me because you love and carry me, but at the end of the day, I'm respecting the hustle and I know you working hard and you're grinding hard. So it was just that. And then like this a lady who bought some stuff, and I'm talking about she post, comment, repost, yo, go to her, you know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling when you have people in the same thing. Like when I came to drop y'all stuff off, y'all like the second or third person that opened another venue for me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm dropping off strawberries and shit like my mom coming. I'm like, okay, cool. Cause I'm at the head of Harrisburg. And you're like, girl, we got a whole radio station.
Right, as soon as I was in the door, I was like, what are you doing? That's exactly what I said.
I'm like, radio station. And like, I'm in my mom's car. I ain't got my business card. So I'm like, just give me your number. And I'll text you right now when I get down in Harrisburg so we can set this up. And I'm like, how soon can we do this interview? And she's like, matter of fact, we can do it tomorrow. So I'm like, bet, let me go on and go to bed right now. Because, I know I got to get up early. So like, just having a chance to know people, and it's just simply me. She's trying to hit me up like, "Yo, I want this with strawberries." I didn't think I was gonna be doing an interview the next day. So it's just kind of like being able to, just being able to be my genuine self and do what I do, and then you have people who see that, and they're like, "Okay, well, let me put you on." The same thing happened with the whole basketball thing. I'm thinking I'm just coaching these kids, and everything is going good. I'm having fun, they having fun, and I got a coach that come out to me and like, "Yo, you're a phenomenal coach." I'm like, well, it's my first year coaching. He's like, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? You're doing great things with these kids, So just, I can believe in myself and I can know what I'm worth and know what I can do. But having people that don't, just like, you know what? She like family now. She had all my games. She support him. Any game that she can make, she's there and stuff like that. So, and and it's not like, it's stuff like that, and it comes full circle.
Priceless, right? You can sell 1 million strawberries and win.
Because it got to the point where it was like I was looking for you. Like if you wanted to get, I was like, well, shit. And it wasn't just me. Even the other mothers that I was sitting with, like they be looking for you too. Like where? Because we live watched a video, a video playback, and he was like, "What that monkey or something?" I was watching one of Tashawn playbacks on my phone, and I screamed. Remember you thought it was a monkey or something like that?
Oh, yeah, she was excited. It sounded like a monkey. But anyway, listen, not doing this racial climate. Let's not bring up that story.
Okay, maybe we should.
You get me canceled out.
Hey, we
Hey,
can't
what's
get
that
them
doing?
canceled. Get up on the platform and then they cancel.
Right, and they cancel. They be trying to. They Bill Cosby.
I just thought of some dope content too. On YouTube, maybe do like when you prepare like a cooking show or just saying, hey, yo, this. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that'll do thousands. You know what I mean? Especially from a sister. My daughter watch cooking stuff. Your daughter, and they can see somebody that look like them
doing it. Yeah.
My
little mini stove thing in Will in, and he did like a cooking show right after us. So and I was talking to Will about doing a cooking show.
I mean, if y'all do the YouTube and stuff like that, because this is a funny thing. This is touche. It's a funny thing. I know how to maneuver through technology. The school that I work at is a technology-based built school. But you ask me to do anything with technology, I'm gonna tell you, call the IT department.
Well, we inside represent family consulting right now.
I know how to
out there in the office,
we can get it done.
Look, I got somebody asking me right now for a bachelorette party.
Cool.
Look.
So I would one thing that I was about to say, since you guys are somewhat tech savvy, if you want, we can set up a date where I come over and bring my stuff over. You can have the girls come over. We can do strawberries, different strawberries.
Oh, they would love that.
That would be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Because I
and they do product reviews too to get them to do a product review of that. Like they just did the bracelets and stuff.
Okay, yeah. So if y'all want to set up a date or something like that, because I got me my whole little container, I pack everything in it and just bring everything over. As long as you got a microwave or a pot, and I can do a double burner, we get everything.
And I got some burner out there.
And I'm just
small hot plate.
And I'm just looking so what you want to see.
Maybe
maybe like bring some in here and just bring a Shawnee.
Maybe like a black Will growing his own, so somebody, you know what I'm saying, and then we get this discussion of growing our own strawberries, making our own chocolate,
Yeah, we can get it. Yeah, we can get it.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. I appreciate your energy.
I like this whole talk show and everything, and I got my type of person. Like we came here, I knew came here to discuss strawberries, but did I know we was gonna be talking about all the stuff we bought? No, but I'm totally okay with it and fine with it. So
just know you can go on and you can go on the Facebook page and you can share it to your page. So
and YouTube too. YouTube is the most important. It'll be on demand. People can watch it.
Okay,
so we want definitely Bill. I'm looking forward to it, yo.
Yeah,
Drip and Dip by Z.
That's what I'm saying. So as soon as
look at who you bring me to. Come to my son again, and then look. This is what turns out the head.
You gotta stay fluid. You gotta be open minded and receptive to receive those good people, and be discernment too to decipher who's not for me, who is for who is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And your energy, your vibe was always cool and dope, and and that translated into your product. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's a shitty person and listen. I don't want to try your strawberry. I don't even feel like you. Because if you got a dirty attitude, you don't feel like what is your kitchen like? You know what I mean? What is it? I can't. You gotta. You
got something I don't want to get.
Right. Messed up vibe. I can't. Your vibe translates into your food. You know what I'm saying?
You got Miss Roller flowing through your house.
I'm 100% on board with the whole vibe thing. Like I tell people all the time, like I'm that type of person. You can bring me around somebody. I don't care. You can vouch for that person. You can say, yo, this person cool. This person dope. I know this person my whole life. Okay, cool. Wait till I get around them and I see how they is because it's a funny way the universe works, but you know who you're supposed to be around and you know who you're not supposed to be around.
Just like Rev said yesterday, we was talking with one of our employees and we was about to make him, we was ready to give him a promotion and put him out there, have him doing our YouTube promotions and all that. And then so he recently just got in trouble for beating up his spouse. He got caught cheating. And he beat her up for it. I was talking around, I'm like, damn, Rev, good thing we didn't put him out there as a face after the Latino guy a lot of hours. So he's gonna have him do like inspired commercials and stuff. But Rev was like, man, that's what I pray for, God to remove the people that's not for me and somehow they just matriculate. I'm like, damn, Rev, that's deep. I can implement that into my daily prayer. Like, you know what I mean? Whoever's not for me.
Whoever's not for me.
And all money ain't good money.
All money ain't good money. Yep. And that was one thing I had to learn. Yep, I had to learn that real quick too because, like I said, me and I'm on my Cassidy on my hustler mindset. You know what I'm saying? I'm making my strawberries. I'm making my strawberries. And I got people hit me up left and right. Yo, can I get so and so? Let me get this. But I got you. I'm dipping right now. Man, I'm finishing. I'm like, bro, I need to cap it at 200. I can't get your order under that 200, I got you tomorrow. Because what happens is, like you said, not all money is good money. And
the best jobs are the ones you don't take. So he's like, hey, I just took this. Oh yeah, I got you. And then you are 4:00 and you over manic and over exhausted. So,
and you don't want to overwork yourself in something
because that's how you.
And I learned this from one of my plugs back in the day. Yeah, put me on when I was on the other side, and I'm running around. I'm young. I'm trying to hit every sale. Oh, y'all!
That's how I'm trying to get every sale.
Westport to Cherry Hill. Like you can't make everybody happy, bro. Like you losing money because you going to first you ride around dirty, and then you going from Park Heights to Parkville to.
And I know you ain't charging people extra for gas.
Right.
and that way it was so calculating that. You can't hit every sale. Like you can't. Until you're able to scale and
see, that's when I hit you like, yo, I'm on this side of town. While I'm on this side of town, you know what I'm saying? Like even like when I'm on this side of town, boom, that's how you do it. Then you go on the other side of town, boom, find something. I don't know, do something so you're not this, that, and you like you said, Ryan Hot.
Because I was telling them with the merch, like when Heesh and them like get the online stuff. Everybody wants to get merch. See, when you're an artist, you get merch. When you a clothing designer, you're Britney Spears fan, you get Britney Spears flashlights, merch. You go to wrestling. You go to basketball game, you get a LeBron jersey. LeBron ain't come out with his own clothes. I mean, even though he got his own shoe and all, you know what I'm saying?
But the merchandise is just his face.
It's for entertainers. Yeah, you get a young Bel-Air grinder, young, you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the key.
You know that word, young Bel-Air.
Okay.
But the reason I say that is because everybody want to get the merch and the clothing out their trunk. But now you got to drive to Maryland and drop off one sweatsuit. You know what I'm saying? You might make $40 profit, but you spend $20-something gas.
Like, and that's why you need that. That's the shipping. It ain't nothing, to get somebody because people will pay.
If they want your stuff.
They want your stuff.
I do it roll all the way to Maryland to pick up
some merch from actually was it
from a brother.
from a brother, some brother stuff, but yeah. So people will pay. So another quick question, real fast. Do you ever thought about like what's the word I'm looking for? Like consignment, like putting your stuff in like certain little carryouts or restaurants?
Yeah, I'm considering trying to get a little storefront or something like that. And that was one thing that was put up too, that you can get like hotels, like like I got
a banquet room.
No, like people, like if people want to order room service, you can have your stuff on there. Like you can get trip and dip,
dope.
Yeah.
That's
what about
nice.
Uber Eats and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Crazy.
How much do they charge for you to?
I'm not sure the person
They take a
just
large
said
amount, but it's
something
worth
to
it.
me about that. So that's something I want to look into
That's
as
ill.
far as that too. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's
again, that
ill.
all comes with like just networking and who you know. But I was definitely considering like I sat down and talked to somebody about getting like a little storefront. You know what I'm saying? Because then at that point, it shouldn't be too hard to get yourself. I'm actually having a meeting on Friday.
You said something about the store. You gotta move.
Yeah, the store, well, our furniture store,
Mhm.
also restaurants. Like
Yeah.
my nephew owns southernbluesrestaurant.com.
Okay.
Good soul.
Chili Pepper King. Just shameless plugs here, but restaurants like especially Glacier Flakes over in Dover. They right on Canal Street. They owned by a good friend of mine. I used to be the mayor of Manchester, Marty and Jess, husband and wife. And it's a Glacier Flakes. They do the snowies with the marshmallow toppings and all that, but they would fit right in there.
Mm-hmm.
You hit them with like maybe 20 strawberries. Boom. I'm gonna front you these 20. If they don't sell in 1-2 days, I come back and get them. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put the work out there on the street like that, and those kits you can sell all over the world.
Yeah.
Somebody in Iceland can say, "Yo,
I'm gonna get a little drip and dip kit,
and then
maybe some
branded." And that's when you get into Walmart and stuff like Steve Stout. He just got he helped out with Patty LaBelle getting her pound. The little girl, did you see about the little African girl that made the lemonade? And then she blew up, and her stuff is in store. So it's possible to stand receptive to those blessings. You know what I mean? Dripped and Dip by Z, man. It's almost lunchtime. I'm definitely gonna have one for dessert. I advise y'all to holler back.
I'm gonna tell you.
Dripped and Dipped on all platforms. Dripped, the letter N, and Dip.
The cafe, yeah.
And you say one more time, remind me, you say you about to get in Penn Market, or you?
I have a meeting right now on Friday. Hopefully, if all things go well, to see about getting into get a stand at the market, because they're open a couple days a week.
That's a good stuff. It's a good
so that'll help.
And then pass these out, because a lot of people come in town and then they go back to Oklahoma. Oh my God, your stuff was so. Let me send you a kit. I might get shipped some strawberry overnight. Might be a little more. I send you the kit, 7 to 10 business days, and you and the kids can,
That's really, I'm looking forward to that too, because then, like I said, we get some views off of that, and people be like, yo, like they got the kids doing it. Right. It can't be that hard. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm excited. I'm excited for that, because I literally have been looking on Amazon. I was looking on Amazon for her
candy apple.
Yeah, for the cat, but I was looking on on Amazon for the actual bowl that you. Cause like when we were looking on YouTube, they use like a different type of pot. So I was looking on Amazon for that pot, but then in there I saw a cake maker, a cake pop maker. So now she wants to do candy apples and cake pops. So you know what I'm saying? She did. She got the stuff, or she did it, or something like that. It's not hard. Yeah, she wants to do that, and then the candy apples, and we were looking it up like.
I love the energy that's going
on. The tie-dye.
Everybody bossing up.
Tie-dye candy.
I like it.
The world is different. The world is going to be different. There's going to be a lot of money flowing around our community, and that's what the Vietnamese do. They go get their rice from the Vietnamese. They get their broccoli, everything they need for their restaurant.
But we need to stick together. That's what the one thing, like you say, like you see.
We need a container.
People at the nail
container company.
But the people at the nail salons, they do. They come down here. It's about 5-6 of them living in one house. Split the rent. Boom, boom, boom. All right, y'all come. We gonna all work together. Make this bread. Boom. We all gonna live together till we got enough bread stacked up, and you can get yourself and move it on your own. We would just do the same. That's how
my nail. I'm so faithful.
It's just gonna take a minute. It's like
it is.
As long as you keep us messed up, that's what keeps the world. So this right here is gonna change the world. I'm telling you why. As long as you keep Africa lost. And the original peoples from Africa that's been exported to America, South America, Europe. that keeps the whole world going. Vanilla comes from there. Chocolate, platinum, uranium, diamonds. That continent is so big. Man, I was talking to her when this kicked off 2-3 weeks. I said, baby, we can go to Africa. I ain't going to Africa. I get too many shots. The whole continent of Africa, you have to get a shot to enter. Come on.
Yeah, you do.
That's a stereotype, right? That's how they keep us. If I tell you, yo, don't go to WR radio because they grimy or something. Like, all right, but you might not until you come down there yourself and say, oh, that's a. How do you know every country in Africa we need to get a shot? You know what I'm saying? That's what they savages over there. They got bones and they know.
It's not necessarily true. Certain countries, my sister's dad's from Angola, and it is a beautiful country.
I wasn't saying it wasn't.
No.
I think it just came from my mother because she's been there.
And I was told we had to go. If I was supposed to go, we had to get about.
It's a worldwide thing. Even if you go anywhere,
because our church goes over every year, and they help build houses, they help build churches. Like some of them all go with my mom, and she's been over there like 3-4 times, all in different places. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And every time she had to get these shots.
Even if you go to the doctors, fill out the forms. Have you been to Africa lately? When we going to Dubai, they don't want you to see what's going on over there. That's us. We go over there and touch the soil. Oh my God! You might not never come back.
You seen Black Panther? Mm-hmm. You seen how it was?
I didn't see it yet. Man, am I not black enough? I didn't see
Black Panther. That's the only reason why I wanted to see. I don't watch superhero movies all like that. But I had to watch Black Panther because I was like, it's a black superhero. It's a black superhero. And then I was like, well, now that I watch Black Panther, I need to watch the Avengers and all that other stuff. So I started watching the other
Avengers because there's 2 black guys and they're all 2 black Avengers. You know what I'm saying? So like we're big Marvel fans.
You know who owns Marvel now? Disney.
Me.
Yeah.
They own Marvel. They own the whole Star Wars franchise.
They're not doing another Spider-Man because of that.
That's why Star Wars has been trashed lately. Star Wars fan. I'm a Trekkie.
You said Disney got them? I just saw something. They said Beyonce working with Disney on getting two films done, I think. And I think
that was probably her deal for Lion King. Remember, she was a part of the
Lion King, and I think she's doing the Black Panther too.
Jay-Z and them don't, they don't play when they come to their deals. They say, all right, we'll do Lion King, but we need 2 movies that we can do ourselves.
I think she's going to do
which is smart. It's like, okay, I'll give you this. But we need 2 of this on our own.
You know what Beyonce did? Uber wanted to pay her, I think $5 million. No. They wanted to pay her to perform or something. She said, just give me stock. It might have been Uber. One of those companies. It was like, just give me the stock. And that stock now is worth like $100 million. She took it back in, you know what I'm saying? Give me some equity.
Right.
So I can run up a check.
That's what she said. Right. And then she said her kids is gonna be on the Forbes.
That generational wealth.
Yeah, she said her kids gonna be on Forbes.
Yeah. So it's slow and steady, but we need more. It can't just be Jay and Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be Russell and Puppet. We need some real people. The Z's, even Shorty with the main choice. Like they didn't cut Shorty some slack, man. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of that.
She making boss moves. She don't.
We talk about that next week.
Wait, my head's down my back. Okay, my daughter curls is right. Like she kind of had lost that curl pattern. Got on that regimen. Them curls is.
And now they paying the Shorty because she's owned by a publicly traded company now. You know what I mean?
But and they said, and like in the comments, it said it pisses some people off that you got to explain yourself. Like, why do you have to explain that?
You still don't see me as a successful black woman.
Because I went public. Like I went public because she started out with one condition. She started out with a 3-in-1 conditioner. So you can condition your hair with it. You can leave it in if you know what I'm saying, if you want to, or you can wash it out. And you can use it as a co-wash. So it's 3-in-1. Then she had a shampoo, and then she had the vitamins.
Beyonce signed to Columbia Records. Y'all still stream her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, come on, cut the crap, bro. Cut the crap.
And that's one thing for any females that was watching a black female. Make sure you pay attention because she had made a very powerful comment on a post. And she said, especially going into the entertainment business, it's not. There's people that look like me, but there's not many females that look like me. So I'm in a game where I'm going up against
Britney Spears. She passed all of us. They all came on the same time.
What I had to do, instead of me trying to get a seat at the table, I had to cut down the tree and make my own table and invite my own sister.
Shout out to Jay. That was that,
And that's
Jay-Z has her back and
if you ever noticed, she's the only person that has a did they have on too? She that has an all-girl band. Like Beyonce is all girls. All her dancers You know what I'm saying? Except for the two guys that she brought over from Africa when she watched them dance, and she brought them over from Africa, and now they dance. The twins.
Mm-hmm.
The
You
two
know
guys.
Oh
Right,
yeah, because they was on the thing she just did.
But she went over. She went to
The
Africa.
homecoming. Did you?
Yeah, the commencement speech.
Yeah, but before that,
Yeah.
she went over to Africa like a while back and was, to learn African dances, and she met them. And when she met them, she brought them back.
Straight like that.
And
Mhm.
now
Yeah,
they dance.
tour,
And now
they
they
tour
dance
her.
with her. Yep, they toured with her and everything.
Yeah, we gonna definitely have you back soon because it's like
Yeah,
we gotta.
Whatever y'all need,
we
you just
gonna-
hit me up.
Listen, we
This is
gonna
a great
work it
time.
out.
It's the
And
summer.
we can put in
got
the
things
order so
going.
it'll be a win-win situation.
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
Drip
All
and
you
Dip
gotta
by
do.
Z. We're gonna let y'all get up out of here. Coming up next, Top 10 at 10, brought to you by 10 Win Commandments, the new book by Derek Gray. Very necessary
Get
right
that
now.
on Amazon.
Amazon.com.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Good
WRradio.com.
book. I'm not done reading it, but it's a good book.
10 Win Commandments.
That's
By Derek
that's
Gray.
the guy
Top
who
10 at
owns this
10.
company right here.
Ray
He wrote
Buzzy
that.
Morning Show.
And he does,
We out of here.
Going into being a rapper, and he also does some guys.
I said we out.
But yeah, Tay is young ballet. He does music.